ready for you guys. You guys come on in. Come on in. As you see, the topic says, I'm going to wait for people to come in. Come on in. Welcome to the class. Now, oh yeah, come on in. Wait for everybody. You got people in YouTube. We're live on YouTube. We're live on
Yeah, we good.
We're live on Facebook. As I said before, this is an advanced class. This is not for everybody, okay? This class is only for the Indigos. Indigos only. Master students only. This class is not for everybody. Alright? There's information here that's not for everybody. Everybody ain't gonna understand it. But you have a moral responsibility, because the information I'm going to put out in this video is going to be divine information like you've never heard it before. I'm going to break down things to you probably never heard me, or unless you heard me say it before. But in this video, this is for the Indigos, the master students. But it is your responsibility to share this with everybody. You have a moral responsibility to share this video with everybody on your page. Share it on your page right now. If you're in this room and you are here, the only thing you have to pay is attention and to share the video with someone else. Perhaps it will help them to understand life or knowledge of self. So, these are your two obligations. Share the video right now. I'm going to give you a couple more minutes to come in the room. As you see, the title says, this is a master class for master students. Okay? Dip out if you're not an Indigo. You ain't going to like this class. If you are in here and you are Indigo and you are a master student, share the video. In this video, we're going to be touching on a couple of subjects. We're going to be touching on what is melanin, right? We're going to be touching on your body being a cell phone and melanin being the antenna. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to reprogram your mind, which is your body. I'm going to also show you how your body is the mind. In this video, I'm also going to be teaching the outside is the inside, how to meditate. Okay? How to sun gaze properly. Stop staring into the motherfucking sun. Oh yeah, there will be profanity. So I'm letting you know that right now. What is a source? Primary elements. What is a resource? These subjects I'm going to be touching on. Last night I did a video breaking down how the body is a cell phone. Basically, your body is a phone. It's made up of many cells, and it is a phone. And so, in this video, I'm going to show you how to become very wise very quickly. Without reading a lot of books. Without having to basically go through the runaround and go to college for 4 to 8 years to understand knowledge of self. The only thing that matters in life is knowledge of self. The great book, the Bible, the book that you love so much, that we love so much, states that seek ye the kingdom of God first and everything else shall be added unto you. Now the kingdom of God is within you. It is you. You are living in the kingdom of God. You just haven't unlocked it. You don't have the keys to the kingdom. And when Jesus will talk about the keys to the kingdom. And how will you receive the kingdom? And in order to receive the kingdom, we must become like a child. So this information is very simple. We have complicated things and made them, just bastardized them, turned them upside down, flipped them around, and now we make them simple again. So in this video, Share it. Share this video on your page right now. Right here to your left, to your bottom left is the share button. Hit the share button, put it on your page. This will help others to understand this. We're going to start out with cell. Your body is a cell. Okay? First of all, I want you to know what a cell is. A cell is a small group acting as a unit within a larger organism. We know that the body is full of cells, and they're all moving together. The body, where's my stick at? You got my stick?
Can you grab that?
We know that the body is made up of many cells. It's a group. It's a unit. Moving is a group of a small group of acting as a unit. Who's that? Here we go. Thank you. Appreciate it. A small group acting as a unit within a larger organism. Okay? That's what your body is. It's not a small, it's a large group actually. It's a lot of cells acting as a unit within a larger organism, that's your body. Your organization, which is the organism, which is your body. But it's acting like this within a larger organism, which is the earth. So you are a self. You are moving around as a whole bunch of cells, as a unit, to make an organism. You can't have an organism without having cells. Put together make tissues and muscles and organisms. Okay? So you are a self. This is why we say I love myself, C-E-L-L-F, and we just put the F on the end of C-E-L-L-F so that we're reminded that we are cells. This is very important that we put biology within our vocabulary so that we can become biologists and scientists again, like we used to be. Okay. So your body is a cell. It is a unit. It's a small group acting as a unit within a larger organism which you live on, which is within your mind. And we'll get into that later. Now, what is a phone? You go to phone, it will refer you to telephone. What is a phone? A phone is an apparatus. Now, before we go into any further, we want to know what an apparatus is. We want to break these words down because, hold up. What does the word apparatus mean? The word apparatus means the technical equipment or machinery needed for a particular activity or purpose. It is a technical equipment or machinery. See? Your body is a what? Apparatus. It is gear. It is the machinery needed for a particular activity or purpose. A complex structure within an organization or system. See? There you have it. An apparatus. Now, if we go back to telephone, telephone says that your apparatus, which is the equipment, it's an equipment system, a system. You got an organization, you got an organism, you have a system of cells moving as a unit, right? System or process of transmission of sound, speech to a distant point, especially by an electric device. Your body is an electric device. It's an electric apparatus. Remember that word, apparatus. Okay? If you look at the verb of telephone, to speak or summon a person by telephone. That's what we're doing when we're communicating. We're using electromagnetic waves to talk and communicate to each other. We are communicating to each other through electric waves out of our vocals that hits the eardrum, and the electrical waves are sent and perceived by the eardrum, which is perceived by the nervous system, and then basically acknowledged by your brain, which was programmed to a certain language, which is the dialogue that you're using. To send, check this out, telephone, to send a message by telephone. Remember, you're a telephone. Here it is, send a message by telephone. Boom. Remember that. So your body is, let me go back, let's go real slow. I want y'all to get it. A cell is a small group acting as a unit within a larger organism. So you're a group of cells together as a unit within a larger organism. Okay? Boom. That means you're living on planet Earth, which is an organism. You're a group of cells. Your body is a cell itself. It's a small group compared to the Earth. It's a small group. It's a small group, a unit, moving as a unit. This is how you have to function. If those cells don't move together as a unit, you cannot have an organism. So your body is a small unit within a large organism, which means that you are within the Earth, which is an organism. This is an organization, which is an organism. Boom. Now, I hope you got that part. Now, why do I say that the body is a cell phone? Here, we have a cell phone. How does this cell phone work? Anybody?
You call someone.
The cell phone cannot work without this is just a cell phone, without an antenna. Okay? The cell phone needs an antenna. The antenna inside your cell phone allows transmission of what?
Electricity.
Electrical magnetic waves. So what is an antenna? An antenna is a conductor by which electromagnetic waves are sent out or received, consisting commonly of a wire or a wire set of wires, a set of wires or aerial, right? So we know that an antenna is a conductor. Everybody see that? Does everybody see this word right here? A conductor, by which electrical magnetic waves are sent out. Now, your body has an antenna in it. Your body has an antenna. What is the conductor? What is the antenna of your body?
Melanin.
Well, we're about to go see that real quick. First of all, before we get into the conductor of the human organism, the organic antenna, we want to understand what a conductor is. Okay? What is the meaning of a conductor? Because we know antenna, we know that the antenna is what is electrical magnetic waves are sent out and received by the antenna. Right? So we have to understand what is the conductor. What is a conductor? We know the antenna is a conductor, but what is a conductor? A conductor is a person who conducts. Now, before we go into the derivative word of conductor, let's look up the word conduct. Let me open that one other window real quick. Let's look up the word conduct. This is very important. What is the meaning of the word conduct? The verb to conduct is to what? It's to organize and carry out. So that's what an antenna does. An antenna organizes. An antenna organizes and carries out. Well, we know that. Why? Because they just said that it receives electrical magnetic waves and sends out magnetic waves. That sounds like something that's organizing and carrying out. It's conducting. It's a conductor. That's what an antenna is. It tells things what to do and how to do them. That's what an antenna does. Would we agree on that?
Facts.
Here it goes again. A conductor, antenna is a conductor by which electrical magnetic waves are sent out and received. Okay? The wires of your body, your organic body, would be your veins, your nervous system. Your wires. Those are your nerves. Right? Okay. Let's make this very simple. So, to conduct something means to organize and carry out. That's the verb. To organize and carry out, behave in a specific way, specified way. It's to behave in a specified way. Look how you conduct yourself. See? It is how you organize and carry out yourself. Now, we know that what is a conductor? Boom. The meaning of conductor is a person who conducts, or a leader, a guide, a director, or manager. Somebody that tells things what to do, right? Conductor is a leader, a guide, a director, or manager. It tells things what to do. A person who directs orchestra or chorus. It tells things when to do, what to do, how to do it. You go then, you go here, you do this, you do that. This is a conductor. Right? If we look at the meaning of conductor, number 4, the meaning is what? A substance, body, or device that readily conducts heat, electricity, sound, etc. Now, what are these? These sound like electrical magnetic waves. Right? What conducts electrical magnetic waves? Anybody can say it? That's right. An antenna. An antenna is a conductor by which electrical magnetic waves are sent out and received. This is what an antenna does. So as we turn back, we now see that a conductor is a body device that readily conducts heat, electricity, sound. These are all forms of electrical magnetic waves. So a conductor is an antenna. We have the same meaning. There it is. Antenna, conductor. Same thing. Right? So, your cell phone cannot operate without an antenna. Why? Your chip in your phone is your antenna. It connects to your antenna. It's like the ion. That's why you get a chip in your phone, a SIM card. That SIM card, your phone will not operate because it won't connect to the tower. Okay? Your phone has a tower. That's what your chip is. Your chip is the antenna that connects to the tower. So your cell phone won't work without that chip in it because it's not connected to the network. You have to get a T-Mobile chip to put a T-Mobile chip in there so that you can connect to the network, and then if you're too far away from the tower, you won't be able to get a signal. So when someone sends you a message, you can't receive it because you're too far away from the tower, depending on the megabytes and the size of the file being sent. You will not receive it on your phone because you're too far away from the tower. As you come closer to the tower, you get a whole bunch of messages that you wasn't receiving when you were disconnected from the tower. Do we understand this?
Facts.
Do we understand this? Very simple. Very simple. Are you guys still with me? So, now we go back to the antenna, which is the conductor. So, what is the antenna, since we are cell phones, what is the antenna of the human body? Without this antenna, you have inbuilt antennas for the cell phone. Then you have the chip that you put in your cell phone that connects to that antenna to connect you to a tower. But the cell phone has an antenna in it already. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. What does an antenna do?
Conduct electromagnetic waves.
Conducts electrical magnetic waves, sends it out and receives it. It tells it what to do. It is the thing that says, go over here, do this, the orchestra, right? So what is the orchestra of the human cell phone? What is the conductor of the human cell phone?
Melanin.
Melanin. Melanin. Melanin. One of the main conductors. You have gold, you have silver, you have all kind of other conductors. One of the most effective conductors of all is melanin. This is why you are dark pigmented. Because it's the most effective absorber of electrical magnetic waves to send out and receive information from a different tower though. This is a different network. You see, if you don't have enough melanin, you lack bars on your cell phone to be able to receive the universe. The universe has another network. It's called the Ethernet. It's not the internet. See, your cell phone will connect you to the internet if you have data on your plan that they give you, right? Outside the plan, if you're connected to the data, you're connected to the World Wide Web. And you can go surf the web as far as it'll let you go. Get all the information you need that's been put on the internet that we collectively put on the internet. The question is, where is the information that's being put on the internet coming from? Where is the information that's in all of the books coming from? Where is this information? If we can find the tap into the source of all information, then maybe we can skip over the internet and go straight to the source where all information comes, which is the Ethernet. But to get the information from the Ethernet, we must have a good-ass antenna. We need a conductor. We need something that's going to pull in the information that we need once we get connected to the real source, which is the Ethernet. Ah, look at us, human beings. Human beings, 1% of the population on this planet, not even 1%, 0.000.1% of this population that we live here. And we think we're just king shit, though. We're not even really humans. We're really aliens because we're not even living as humans. See, humans know that we're a part of something bigger. We're part of this organism. We are a part, and we have a responsibility that we play on this planet. See, humans know that. We're not humans. We are aliens. We are foreigners on this planet. We do not live in harmony with the planet. We live against ourselves. We do not know, just like cancer, we do not know that we are part of the organism. We live as though we don't understand who we are, so therefore we're not human. And so our existence is not being human. We are not human beings. We are aliens to the planet. We don't reserve the right to call ourselves humans because we do not understand the technologies of what's going on, and neither will our lower self allow us to know that. This is what the information is here for us to take the certain kind of information, the organic, real, true information, and take it and then apply it to our lives to find out knowledge of self. Knowledge of self lets you understand what everything else is. So you are a cell phone. You need an antenna because it connects you to the network. The true network is not T-Mobile or AT&T or Movie Star or anything else that you might have as a network. The true network is the Ethernet. That is the sun itself, the cosmos, and everything that's connected. Is a connection to everything, the everything that we are disconnected from. But we're trying to get our information off the internet, where everyone that collectively takes information from the Ethernet, which are thoughts that come through organic form, through the conductor of the human body, we're going to get into that. It comes through the conductor of the human body, and then we collect the information, then we put it on the internet. And we all have a piece of this information. I'm going to show you today that you don't have to go on the internet to actually get all the information. And the stuff that's on the internet is probably, it's just like I say with the supermarket. Most of the supermarket is full of junk. 1% of the supermarket is useful information as far as putting in your body. We have to become biologists. We have to become biologists. We have to understand DNA and genetics. If we do not understand DNA and genetics, then we will not understand the importance of why you shouldn't eat the food you eat. See, someone can tell you that the food is bad for you, and you're like, oh, I'm struggling with it. I'm having a hard time, getting off of milk or cheese. You're having a hard time because knowledge is power, and you lack knowledge, and you lack the power to give you the understanding to let you know, make it nasty. Well, if you knew better, you do better. Because you don't know enough, you're struggling with it. A habit you can only struggle with a habit when you have enough information about what's going on. And on top of that, the law of care, which is the 8th principle. The law of care. You do not care enough because you do not know enough. If you know better, you do better. That's what the information is here for. But you're being distracted by the rest of the supermarket, which is Oreo cookies and fucking boxed food and shit like that, processed food. Same thing with your information on the internet. I make it analogous to the supermarket because you're going into a market. When you enter the internet, you're going on into the market, okay? And there's a small section over here of real, occult, organic information. And the tricky thing now is, just like the supermarket now, in the organic section, you got to be careful too. Because even in the organic section, you got food that ain't no fucking good for you that they're slipping in there. Okay? Just like, so when you get on the internet, it's the same thing as you walking into a market. Most of this shit is bullshit. It's distracting you. It makes you feel good. It makes it taste good to you, but it ain't no good for you. It's processed bullshit. From the music to the knowledge. It's all processed bullshit. Okay? We got to get to that organic section, that 1%, and get right to the information that actually matters. See, if you was connected to the Ethernet, you would know that there's a certain kind of information that's being sent out by the sun. The sun is sending out certain kind of codes and information to activate certain genes in you so that within your organic computer, you will be able to receive the information of the times and place, the most valid and organic information naturally. Yet, you are taking the hard route, which is what? Somebody airdropped me the picture of the fastest route. Egyptian picture. The fastest route of knowledge of truth is through nature. What I'm here to tell you today is that your body is the answer. Your body is your mind, and your body is the answer. I'm going to prove it today to you. That all you have to do is connect to nature, and that your body will organically know what to do. Because all information comes from the Ethernet. We take the internet and we use it against itself. The internet is something terrible. It disconnects us from the Ethernet. So what we do is we put information on the internet that makes people get the fuck away from the internet and get closer to the Ethernet. The internet is not where you're supposed to be at. The internet is full of junk food, stupidity, drama, dumb shit. We use the internet to put information out that leads people away from the internet. And if they do use the internet, they use the internet to use nothing but truth. Imagine if everybody used the internet for organic truth. We wouldn't need the internet. Only thing we need the internet for is to find out something. We would be outside loving each other. Everybody be outside with each other. We're using the internet against itself. So wake the masses up, because that's where everybody's mind's at. Everybody's mind is on the internet, so we put the real shit on the internet. So just the 1% confined. You got it?
Yeah, I got it. All right.
You gonna send it?
Yep. You just gotta turn it on.
You see it? You might not be able to send it with the thing on it. But I can find it on my page. This is what I'll do. I'll get it off my Facebook page. This is such important, it's so important reflection that we understand this information and that you see it for what it is. I'll pull it up for you guys. Hey, look, I'm live. Here it goes, right here. Boom. So what I'll do is I'll just save image as, put it on the desktop. Cool. Now it's on the desktop. Here it goes. Boom. This picture right here was not lying. Was not lying. This picture right here was not lying. The best and shortest road toward knowledge of truth is nature. Your body is the technology. They were trying to show you that. Grounding, they had no shoes on. Look at them. They were connected. They understood the sun. They understood the stars. This is a star, not a marijuana plant. That is not a marijuana plant. This is the stars, the North Star. This is a star, study of astrology. This is what Shusette did. She wrote astrology. Okay? This is Thoth. Thoth taught astrology. Okay? We need to understand these things. We need to understand and connect to the earth because the earth is connected to the stars. Astrology. Okay? Remember that. Now let's go back to the conductor. Antenna. Now, we know that the antenna in this phone connects you to AT&T, it connects you to T-Mobile, it connects you to their towers and their networks. But there is a different antenna that connects you to the universe, the Ethernet, where all information comes from, baby. That's how they made the technology of the cell phone, understanding the human body, okay? I'm not just using that with cell phones just to make it equivalent because you got a cell phone in your hand all fucking day. Maybe that you'll think like, wow, look, I'm not receiving a message. And then maybe look how Natureboy made it analogous to my body. And it is analogous to your body. But your body is ran by an antenna. Now, what is the antenna of the human body? The antenna of the human body starts with an M and ends with an N. This is what technology, this is what science calls it today. It's called what?
Melanin.
Melanin. This is the superconductor. It's a superconductor. Gold is a conductor. Copper is a conductor. Silver is a conductor. Coltan is a conductor. We have all kinds of conductors, but what is the superconductor?
Melanin.
Melanin, because it's a polymer that's in your skin. It's very important. It's not only in your skin, it's neuromelanin all throughout your nervous system, in your brain, in your spine. Neuromelanin is just as important as melanin that we have in our, oh, this is what I'm going to pull up. The melanin that we have in our skin, if not even more important. Here's what we'll pull up. Booyah. Here we go. Melanin. Okay? That is the antenna. You don't believe that melanin is a conductor? Let's look it up. Before we get into melanin, is melanin a conductor? So what we'll do is, we'll pull up a special article here. Okay? If you just so happen to go to melanin on Google and put in melanin semiconductor. Why did I say semi? It's a semiconductor because it comes in semi packets. It's all like it's in melanocytes. They're little cells. All of them are units. They're semi. It's a semiconductor because it's all in little packets. What a semiconductor is. Okay? That means that it's semi. It's a multiple conductors. Semiconductor. Here it is. Melanin. A bio-friendly semiconductor. Now, what is a conductor? An antenna. A conductor is a what?
Antenna.
Antenna. Good. All right. Melanin, the pigment that colors skin, eyes, and hair, could soon be the face. Now, they wrote this in 2012. Keep in mind, this was written in 2012. Melanin, the pigment that colors skin, eyes, hair. Yes, your hair has melanin in it. Yes, your hair is an antenna. It is an antenna. It is a semiconductor. Melanin, the pigment that colors skin, eyes, and hair, could soon be the face of a new generation of biologically friendly electronic devices used in applications such as medical sensors and tissue stimulation treatments. Reflection. Your hair is black, full of melanin. Why would you dye and strip your hair of its antenna, which communicates with the universe? Why would you cover your hair? Why would you strip your hair? Why would you glue your hair? Why would you braid it down? Why would you mess with your hair? Your hair is in communication with the Ethernet. It's a different network. You can't smell it or taste it or feel it. You have to understand it. You have to respect what you cannot pick up with your 5 senses. You think your hair is for style. That's what they told you. Your hair is not for style. Your hair is your nervous system coming out of your brain. Literally. Your hair is an extension of your nervous system, which is a what? Your nervous system is your is your conductor. That's when we get into neuromelanin. But your nervous system is full of melanin, or your hair wouldn't be black. The reason why your hair is black is because your nervous system is full of neuromelanin. That's why your hair is nappy, because it's metallic, it's hard and copper-like, it's metallic, it's like metal. And kinky is the best hair. It's why your hair locks up, so it becomes more conducive for melanin to come in and tell things what to do and communicate and send and receive messages. Talking technology here. Now, here it says, it's in your eyes, in your hair, in your skin. Your skin being a supercomputer, your skin has all kind of receptors in it. Here, I'll show you. Your skin has so many, look, skin, put in Google, skin receptor. Boom. Go to images. Skin receptor. What are you going to find? Boom. You're going to find that your skin has many called mechanoreceptors. Okay? Mechanoreceptors. Would you believe that? Now look at this. Here you have the hair root plexus. And around the hair root plexus is a nerve that connects to your nervous system called the hair root plexus. This is through touch. But it's bigger than touch. Because your hair follicle opens up. Your hair follicle receives information, not only receives information, but emits information through your pheromones. Your lymph node system sends information. That's why you got hair under your arms. That's why you got hair in all the areas that heat up. Your perspiring, what they call perspiring areas. Under your arms you got hair. On your head you got hair. This is where heat is at. That's why I said cover your hair up or cover your head up in the cold, because most of your heat is in your head. It's by the lymph nodes. By the lymph nodes. This is where you send pheromones off because you're a plant. And through the cuticle, which opens and closes depending on the temperature, sends out and emits a pheromone, which is nothing more than a signal of thought that you want to manifest something. You might want to send out that you need something or manifest something in your life. And whatever you're thinking about, your body will use the pheromones to send out the signal to receive that. But you don't understand the technologies of your body. Here we have the hair cuticle. I think I spelled that right. Here we have it. The hair cuticle. This is what they haven't shown you. I want to show you it. This is why you don't tamper with your hair. It's technical. It's a computer. It's a high organic, high-tech computer. See, this opens up like a plant. Now, the pores of a plant is called the what? Stomata. The stomata opens up and lets off what? The leaves of the plant have cells, have pores in them. They open up and they let off what?
Oxygen.
Oxygen. You don't believe me? I'll show you. Watch this. I'll do it for the kids. Photosynthesis for kids. Boom. Oh, look at that.
Also comes
Perfect.
out through the stomata.
Oh, it's right at the stomata. Hold on. What's it?
Oxygen also comes out through the stomata.
That's funny. It's right on stomata.
For
Isn't that crazy?
photosynthesis.
This is amazing. Y'all don't even understand what just happened. We just talking about the stomata, the cuticles of the leaves. And look at this.
Stomata are responsible for the
Now watch this. Reflection. Watch this.
very similar to the pores on the skin of our bodies.
Here we go.
Pores, very similar to the pores of transportation of water and nutrients.
Watch this.
Leaves on the plant have pores, very similar to the pores on the skin of our bodies.
Leaves. This is how photosynthesis happens. Through the leaves. See the fruit? Sucks it through the xylem. And the fruit comes from minerals from the earth and from the sunlight received through the leaves. And then you get fruit, cosmic food. You get sunlight, liquid information, DNA, charge, recharge. All of that at the same time. You get information, download, software, everything you need in fruit. But let's get back to the stomata, because the stomata is analogous not only to the skin cells, the skin pores of your body, but also your hair cells. Think of the stomata, because we're going to talk about the stomata, which is on the pores of the cells that let in oxygen, that let in carbon out of your environment, and make sure that you get oxygen into your environment, which regulates DMT in the body. Now, why is DMT important? Because DMT allows you to travel to different dimensions. But if there's no trees around you, with leaves around you, because you live in a carbonated city, concrete jungle, then you cannot produce enough DMT. There it is. Now, but we're going to make this analogous to the hair. This is a receptor. This is an antenna. Here we go.
These pores are called stomata. These stomata are responsible for the exchange of gases. The carbon dioxide present in the air, which is responsible for photosynthesis, enters the plant through these stomata.
Now, you see the stomata. Now, let's move this over. Hold up. Here you have your hair. Just like the leaves, your hairs, they open up. The cuticle opens up. These are the pores of your hair. They're called cuticles. And your cuticles open up to receive information. Mechanical receptors. They receive information through electromagnetic waves, and they also send out, just like the stomata. This is why it's important you leave your motherfucking hair alone and let it freeform. Freeform your hair, let your hair do what it's doing. But the society you live in won't allow you to be human. Why? Because they won't want you, they disconnect you from what you are. That's the agenda. Why they destroy the planet. They need you to be disconnected from what you are. They don't want you to get knowledge of self. This is knowledge of self. This is knowledge of self. It's just that information comes in pieces. And if you're not in tune, you don't know how to put these fine pieces together to see the truth. Here's your hair. At a certain temperature, when you're thinking of something and you're trying to manifest something, these cuticles open up. You put hot water on it, it opens up. The cuticles swell up, they open up. Why are these pores here? These are just like the stomata. Your hair is an extension of your nervous system. Your nervous system does the same thing. Sends and receives messages. Through electrical impulses. This is the same thing that your hair does. Let it be written, let it be known. Now, that we understand it here, let's get back to the article. Melanin, the pigment that colors your skin, eyes, hair, could soon be the face of a new generation of biologically friendly electronic devices used in applications such as medical sensors and tissue stimulating treatments. Huh? Guess what? Led by Professor Paul Meredith and Associate Professor Ben Powell, you know these motherfuckers is Caucasian, at the University of Queensland, an international team of scientists have published a study that for the first time gives remarkable insight into the electrical properties of the pigment and its biologically compatible bioelectronic features.
Damn.
And now they getting technical with your body. They studying you. They studying what this polymer is. They want to understand it. They've been studying melanin far beyond the 70s. What is a conductor? What is a conductor? Pop quiz. What is a conductor?
Antenna.
What is a conductor? Sound off.
Antenna.
Receives and sends.
What is a conductor?
A conductor.
What does it do?
A conductor
It
which.
sends out and receives electromagnetic waves.
Here you go. Now, what is a telephone?
An apparatus.
It's an apparatus. It's a technical equipment or machinery needed for a particular activity. This is what melanin is. This is what your body is. It's apparatus. A telephone is an apparatus, system, or process for transmission. We know what transmission is, right? I don't gotta go look that up, do we? From one thing to the other, receiver, transmission, transfers of receiving and emitting, right?
Facts.
Of sound. With telephone, it's sound, and that's what we do. We transmit sound. We do. That's how we communicate. Or speech to a distant point, especially on an electric device. So that's the telephone. But you get the idea, don't you?
Facts.
Huh? To speak or summon? Fucking wizard. Huh? You're a wizard. Now, back to the subject at hand. A semiconductor, just in case you don't know what a semi means. Let me just pull it up for you to make it plain and simple to you. A substance. Remember that word substance? Remember? Remember the word substance? Oh, y'all not putting these patterns together. The word substance. You don't remember it? Boom. Conductor. A what?
Substance.
Substance. We know that melanin is a what? Substance.
Facts.
Huh? Melanin is a molecule. It is a substance. That conducts what?
Heat, electricity, and sound.
Electrical magnetic waves. Huh? Are you with me? What is a semiconductor? A solid what?
Substance.
Hold on. Let's put it together. Let's match it all together. What is it? What does that say that melanin is?
A semiconductor.
Semiconductor. Oh, okay. Well, what is a semiconductor? It's a
Solid substance.
substance. It's a substance. Right? Hold on. Real quick. Let me fuck with your head a little bit. What is a conductor?
Substance.
A substance that conduces.
Electromagnetic waves.
Keep watching. What is a semiconductor? A solid substance that has a what?
Conductivity.
What? You need me to
Conductivity.
zoom that in. Let me zoom it in for you.
Facts.
Let me zoom it in for you. I don't want to hear how great you are after this. I don't want to hear nothing about black power no more after this. I don't want to hear it no more after this. Don't talk to me about black power and you don't understand melanin. You don't even understand who you are. Black power ain't this, standing up for equal rights. That ain't fucking black power. Black power is understanding melanin and aligning yourself with nature.
Facts.
Because you are a superconductor. Here it is. A solid substance that has a what?
Conductivity.
Has a what?
Conductivity.
No, that don't say that word.
Yes, it
That
does.
don't say that word. EJ.
Conductivity.
EJ, that don't say conductivity.
Yes, it does.
No, not a semiconductor. Okay, between that and an insulator, that of an insulator and that of most metals, either due to the addition of an impurity or because of temperature effects. Devices made of semiconductors, notably silicone, these are called unorganic
Yeah.
semiconductors, are essentially components in most electronic circuits. So basically, all in your circuits, all in your computers, all of these have electronic circuits. All of these have silicone in them. It's a semiconductor. Okay, it's an organic one. Okay, look at this. Check this out. Check this out. Just peep this. Check this out. What is a semiconductor? You have to learn how to study and read. You have to learn how to study and read. Take time and read. A semiconductor is a substance. I ain't gotta go back to a conductor, right? No, okay, cool. A semiconductor is a substance used as a solid chemical element or compound that can conduct electricity under some conditions but not others, making it a good medium for the control of electrical current. What is your body? Electric. Its conductance varies. Its conductance varies depending on the current or voltage applied to the control electrode, or on the intensity or irradiation by infrared, visible light, and ultraviolet light, or X-ray. That's the electromagnetic spectrum,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Now look, the specific properties of a semiconductor depends on the impurities or the dopants added to it. The N-type semiconductor carries current mainly in the form of negative charged electrons in a manner similar to the conductor of a current in a wire. The P-type semiconductor carries current predominantly as electron in deficiencies called holes. A hole has a positive electron equal and opposite to the charge on an electron, and in a semiconductor material, the flow of holes occur in the direction opposite of the flow of electrons. This is all information about inorganic semiconductors. Back to the subject at hand. Booyah! Semiconductors are arguably the most important. Did you hear that? Modern day high-tech material. They drive all of modern electronics, says Professor Meredith. The majority of semiconductors are made from what?
Inorganic elements.
Inorganic elements, and that's what we were just reading about. The P-type and the N-type, right? Or compounds such as silicone or gallium arsenide. Organic semiconductors, on the other hand, are relatively new members of the semiconductor family and are composed of molecules containing what?
Carbon,
Carbon, hydrogen,
hydrogen, and
the
other elements.
There you
Damn.
go. There you go. There are very few examples of. There are very what?
Very
few.
No, there's a lot.
There are a lot.
There's a lot. Very what?
Few.
No, there's a whole bunch.
Right.
There's a whole bunch of natural organic semiconductors. Fuck no. There are very few examples of natural organic semiconductors. And what?
Melanin.
Melanin.
And what?
Melanin.
Melanin was thought to be the very first example demonstrated to be such in the early 70s. 70s?
Nah.
What the fuck? 70s?
No.
Nigga,
So
alright.
why this information ain't out? Go online, go on YouTube. This is what you do. This is how you know they're not fucking with you. Go on YouTube. When you go to YouTube, watch this shit. Put in melanin. You don't see no white people talking about melanin. The only people talking, and this guy, he's talking shit about melanin. He's not teaching you about melanin. There's only black people teaching us about melanin. But wait, they've been studying melanin since the 70s. How come we don't have no information on their teaching it? Why aren't they teaching anything about melanin?
Right.
Do you see this? There's no classes on melanin here.
Right.
Only black people that have found out about melanin are telling black people about melanin. But when you go online, there's nothing teaching you about melanin.
Thanks.
There's no classes that talk about melanin. Name any subject right now, we'll talk about it. Let's talk about chakras. Chakras. Boom. White people all over it, telling you about chakras. Look, teaching it. Oh, chakras. They'll tell you everything about the chakras. But how could you talk about energy and not talk about melanin? They got classes on chakras. Look on the views on chakras. Oh, this guy did all the chakras. You see any. Now, we're going to go back to melanin. We could go into what? What other thing they like to talk about as far as energy?
This spirit.
We can go spirit.
Yeah, to an extent.
Spirit. Talk about spirit. Oh, that's a movie. Put spirit energy. Fuck it. Put spirit energy. You see them. They're talking about spirit energy. Here they are. Talking about spirit energy. They love it. They talk all about the spirit energy, and they don't never say nothing about melanin. Have you noticed that? Have you ever went on YouTube and tried to find some white people talking about melanin and the power of melanin? I'm sorry, I'm... Come now. This dude is talking, he's the only white guy on here talking about melanin. But he's not talking about melanin, he's talking about the chaga plant. This is a black person that uploaded this video that caught his ass in front of a whole bunch of white people telling them how good melanin is for their whole system. And we're going to play that video in a minute. But other than that, he ain't telling nobody, it's not directed to tell us how beautiful melanin is. These are all, when you put melanin in YouTube is the whole world, goddammit. The whole world. White people make YouTube. They got every subject on everything but melanin. You put melanin in there, that's their word we're using. You don't see nobody teaching about melanin but black people. These are all black people talking. Go look it up. I done did it. Page after page. Black people teaching us about melanin. They don't even talk about it. And that's foul. It's fucked up they don't talk. There's a couple other subjects they don't talk about either. Like at the end of the day, no, they talk about astrology. They love astrology. They don't know it well, but they know it. They talk about it. They talk about astrology. They talk about the heart. They don't talk about melanin. 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 Ain't that sad?
Yeah.
Right.
This dude is talking about the chaga plant. He's selling the chaga plant to a whole room full of white people, and somebody black uploaded this video. This is the only guy that we get information, and we're getting it from some video where he's talking about the chaga plant. And we happen to see, like, ooh, look, like I'm showing you right now. We have to educate ourselves on melanin, because if we don't, we'll never know. You'll never find yourself. You gotta read articles like this that are talking about using melanin for a fucking semiconductor for hospital fucking devices. They're not telling black people, look, black people, you're fucking super duper awesome because you have a polymer in you that makes you a superconductor to the universe. An organic one. It says it right here. Semiconductors are arguably the most important modern day high-tech material. That means you are most important modern day high-tech material. Now we got to read in between the lines to hear how excellent we are, to hear about real power and understanding. They're not going to teach you that shit because not one fucking white person is online, had the balls to talk about melanin in a good way. I don't care nothing about it. You will not see a white person online. Only the lady, and I'm about to show you her. It's two people I found.
Yep.
One Chinese man named Dr. Keith Ching. I had to go researching for him. And
Nina Jablowski.
Nina Jablowski. These are the only two people I found on the whole worldwide internet that is teaching about melanin. How do you talk about the pituitary gland and not talk about MSH? MSH being one of the most important hormones to be secreted by the pituitary gland, which gives us our pigment. But we do, when they talk about the MSH, when you research the pituitary gland, people talk about the MSH and they just says a little bit of thing about it and they just move forward to the other hormones that it secretes. But MSH is what makes you melanated or not melanated, which makes you conducive or not conducive to organic matter or organic space and time and matter. The continuum theory. Come on. It makes you conducive, meaning that you're able to communicate with the universe readily. Not one white person without melanin is online doing this. Only Nina Jablowski, and she says it in a way that is sugar-coated. But what I'm about to show you in a minute, I'm about to show you some shit. I hope you got some time. I hope you relaxed. Hope you got me plugged into your TV cord. You could just lay back and chill and get this real shit. This real shit. Oh, I didn't dress it up and process it like you wanted me to. I'm organic. I'm like that fucking apple that's like this. And the motherfucker's an organic apple. It was good for you, motherfucker. I'm that little beat up banana, but the beat up banana is organic and good for you. See, you've been programmed the wrong way. You want your information processed, packaged, and motherfucking marketed to you. It ain't gonna come like that in nature. Nature is gonna look a little dirty, but it's gonna be good for you. See, it's a little rough around the edges, but it's good for you. Motherfucking apple look like this, but the motherfucker good for you. You want the shiny red apple that's been processed and looks all shiny and beautiful. You don't get that here. You get organic information.
Facts.
Now let's read. Boom. Organic semiconductors, on the other hand, are relatively new members of the semiconductor family and are composed of molecules containing carbon, hydrogen, and other elements. You know what contains carbon. Some people even like to call it carbon. Now, there are many examples. Never mind, y'all ain't even with me. There are few examples of natural organic semiconductors, and what? Melanin is thought to be the very first example demonstrated by such in early 70s, said Professor Meredith. Co-author, Associate Professor Powell said that in semiconductors, such as those found in computers, mobile cell phones, Mobile cell phones. Are you a phone? Are you an apparatus? A cell phone? Are you a cell phone? Are you a phone made up of cells? Are you a cell phone? Are you a cell phone? Are you a phone made up of cells? Who knows? Electrons carry the electrical current. However, and biological systems such as brains, and muscles, ions carry the current. Ion. We've now found that in melanin, both electrons and ions play important roles. So the ions and electrons and melanin play the roles that do what? That carry the current. Hello. Hello. The study published recently and proceeding of National Academy of Sciences points to a new way of interfacing conventional electronics to biological systems using a combination of ions and electron conducting biomaterials such as melanin. Here you go. You ready? Pay attention. Melanin is able to do what?
Talk.
Oh, y'all ain't a part of the class, man. And melanin is able to do what?
Talk.
Oh, come on. You telling me melanin can talk? Melanin is communicating? No. It ain't communicating. What the hell is it communicating with? What? Melanin is able to what?
Talk.
They put it in parentheses. Did y'all see that? Melanin is able to talk to both electronics and ionic control circuitry, and hence can provide that connection role. You are not connected because you don't have no melanin. And your melanin ain't connected if you got melanin and you ain't connected to nature. Which brings me back where? Let's read it one more time. Melanin can talk. Talk. To what? Both electronic and ionic. Meaning artificial and organic control circuitries. That means that melanin is what's communicating with the universe. It connects you to the universe. And what does it do? And hence can provide that connection role. That's what melanin does. It's an antenna that connects you to the ether. Facts. Facts. Facts, reflection. Facts. 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 The best and shortest road toward knowledge of truth is what?
Nature.
What?
Nature.
What?
Nature.
Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Boom. Come on now. Melanin is able to talk. Melanin is able to communicate with electronics and ionic control circuitry. And hence can provide that connection that you need. That's what melanin do. Melanin connects you to the ether. How can people talk about science, which is the study and observation of nature, and they ain't got no melanin? I keep telling you this. We're being taught not to say that science hasn't brought us to a certain degree. But they all have half-truths. Because then when they're looking at nature and they observe the patterns of nature, they cannot understand. And you know what they're missing? You know what quantum physics is missing? Astrology. They know about melanin. They've been studying it since the 70s. They don't talk about it though. Why ain't nobody talking about that? Oh, we talk about chakras and the ancient this and the ancient that. We done went to the top of the Himalayas and talked about how to motherfucking leave your body, get DMT and all this shit. And ain't nobody gonna tell you about melanin? Because we are looking for white people to tell us, aren't we? We looking for white people to tell us.
Subconsciously.
So what I'm going to do is show you the little secret shit they talking about, put it together and show you right here online what you are. Because you're looking for white people to tell you what you are for you to feel free and powerful. That's black power. Black power is melanin. Melanin, carbon, whatever you want to call it. They call it melanin, you call it carbon, Dr. Sebi call it carbon. Who gives a fuck? It's the device that motherfucking connects you to the motherfucking ether. And you got it, and you ain't using it. It also plays as a battery. And they're using your body, your energy to power their system. Huh? Go figure. You entertain the motherfuckers. You give them music. You give them entertainment. You want to hop around, motherfucker. I want my son to be a motherfucking basketball player. I want my daughter to be a motherfucking musician. You sitting around happy to entertain these bastards. Your lower self. For what? For the love of money. You see? And money ain't shit. We make it valuable. And we're going to get into that in a minute. So now let's read. Said Professor Meredith about the studies finding the culmination of 10 years. The culmination of 10 years of research and experiments. This is what Professor Meredith has been doing for the last 10 years while you was bullshitting, worried about the game, worried about motherfucking bullshit. This motherfucker was sitting up there studying your ass for 10 motherfucking years. This motherfucker was sitting up here studying your ass for the last 10 years while you was worried about going to college, while you was worried about your bills, while you was worried about paying your stinking ass cell phone bill and getting child support. Motherfucker, this motherfucker sitting there, motherfucker studying your ass for the last 10 years. You don't even know anything about yourself. There are very few materials that meet these compatible. They will just tell you that it's just a skin color. That's what they'll tell you. You ask white people about melanin, well, it's just what makes you darker or lighter. Yeah. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. You ain't gonna just tell me it's a pigment? What kind of pigment? What does it do? Why is it the pigment that it is, motherfucker? Just tell me that it's a fucking pigment and it doesn't mean anything? We're all the same? Bullshit! I look different than you, so we can't be the same. There must be something that's different about me than you. What is the difference? And you want to ignore it because you know deep down inside what it means. But you're not educated because you are a coward. You are a coward, scared to admit that you have a mutation and that you need something else to help you connect to what you are. You need to learn. We must learn from them, take their information, and advance it. Because their information is our information. Hello? Every bit of information that they are discovering, we already had discovered it. We put it there. They're discovering it. To discover is to take a cover off of something. It means it was already there. I'm going to look what we discovered. 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 It was covered up. Cut it out. So, there are many few materials that meet these compatible bioelectronic requirements, and an insight into melanin's important biological functions and properties has been really crucial in this study. In the recent years, the electronic industry has been driven to develop materials and components that are cheaper and more environmentally friendly. Yo ass. You environmentally friendly, bitch. There is a realization that in many such applications, we should move on from the relatively more expensive inorganic semiconductors as silicone. We need cheaper, safer electronic materials with greener credentials. We need melanin. We need melanin for our future, to power our future. Organic conductors and semiconductors are widely viewed as having in numerous potential in this regard, and in the area of medical sensors and devices, biocompatibility will be a key requirement. This is the future. Oh, we're in it. It's 2017. This is 2012. The team is currently working on creating ion-based electronic devices using what?
Melanin.
What the? This is 2012, bro.
Right.
Come on, they doing. The team is currently working on creating ion-based electrical devices using melanin, with a view to ultimately connect them to actual biological systems. I'm gonna read that again. The team is current. This is why while you worried about R. Kelly and Usher and dumb shit that the Kardashians is doing, here are these motherfuckers. This what they doing. While you distracted by your bills, by your mortgage and your kids in school and dumb shit like that, this is what they doing. The team is currently, in 2012, they were currently working on creating an ion-based electrical devices. Ion-based, so they can use, because melanin uses ions for
Natural.
currency. Ion-based electrical devices using melanin. And with a view to ultimately connect them to actual biological systems.
Oh, they're trying to talk to the universe. Yeah.
Chipping your ass up. Bitch, I can just see y'all right now with that chip in y'all motherfucking hand. Talking about, yeah, I'm just going to open up my house. Turn my car on. A critical area that one could foresee for bioelectronics is stimulating or repairing signal-carrying pathways in tissues such as muscles or brains. They trying to motherfucking create artificial intelligence, nigga. AI with melanin. Other researchers in the study are Professor Ion Gentle, look these people up. Go on these websites. All you gotta do to find this website is put in melanin semiconductor, and this motherfucking is called sciencealert.com will pop up. Go to Google and put in melanin semiconductor. And this motherfucking ad will pop up. It'll let you know. It'll let you know. Now, moving forward, we have established, let's see what we have established here so far. We have established that our bodies are cells, right? Wait a minute, I'm gonna close these out. Got receptors, got the stomata. Boom. Okay, we know that we know what a conductor is. We know what a cell is. Okay, let's run it over again. A cell is a group, that's what you are. You're a cell. You're a group of cells moving as a unit in organization via melanin in a larger organism, which is the planet Earth, which is an organism. It is alive and breathing and functioning. It has organs, has respiratory system, has everything that you have. The Earth has it. Every cell in your body has the same thing. Every cell is made up of many cells. You are made up of many cells, moving as one unit. Boom. With the larger organization. You understand? So we're cells. I'm going to X that out. But we put an F on the end. I love myself. Then we have a cell phone. We have a cell, put tele away, put phone. It's an apparatus. A system. That's what cells are. A system, right? Or a process for transmission of electrical magnetic waves. Right? So you are a phone made up of cells. Now, your phone needs an antenna for it to work. An antenna is a what? A conductor by which electrical magnetic waves are sent out and received. Right? It's a conductor. Right? What does it mean to conduct?
Organize.
Organize and carry out. We have it. Carry out, anyone? Take out? All right. So we know now that we are conductors. That our melanin is a conductor. It is the antenna that connects us to the Ethernet. It is the antenna. Melanin is the antenna, is the semiconductor that connects us to the Ethernet, to the real world, out there, not the internet. Okay, we can learn whatever we learn by connecting our bodies, which are computers. These are cell phones. They're receivers. They're organic computers. Your body is an organic computer. Your hair is a receiver. It has stomatas called cuticles. And these cuticles open up and receive oxygen and light and electrical magnetic waves, and it also emits electrical magnetic waves to help you, why that's why you have hair under your arms and by your limbs and everywhere where there's heat at. Because it allows you to emit electrical signals out to manifest what you want. So now, we know that, and in this section right here, we see right here that, oh, this is where we go. This is what we do. This is where we go. Because we need to become technical about this shit. We need to become technical about this shit. Okay? We need to become scientists again. We used to be scientists. We were highly intelligent beings, and we're no longer highly intelligent beings anymore. We need to become scientists again. Melanated beings. We are the head of humanity. Everything mutated from us. It's no way we've been wiped our memory away, and now we have to take the stuff that we have, put it together, and figure out what we are again. The game of life, right? We've been asleep. It's time to awake. Here it is. An antenna is a conductor by which electrical magnetic waves are sent out and received, consisting commonly of wires, which is your nervous system, and set of wires, aerial, your nervous system. Now, right here we have melanocytes. Your pituitary gland produces what is called MSH. Go look it up. It's not going to be a lot of information on it. You're going to have to read between the lines. You're going to have to go search and search and search and search what they are, because they don't have a lot of information on it. You don't believe me? I'll show you. Watch this. Look how they fuck us over, bro. This is how they fuck us over, Reflection. Look at this shit. You tell me this shit ain't right. Go to YouTube and look up MSH. Go to pituitary gland. Fuck that word up. And put in MSH. That shit don't even pop up. That shit don't even pop up. You see this? They start teaching about, you don't see nowhere that it says MSH. MSH. Melanocyte stimulating hormone, which is one of the hormones that is produced. Look at the products. There's no MSH. They don't talk about the MSH in none of these. They're not going to show you it. They skip right over it in everything they talk about the pituitary gland. Look. You see anything that says MSH on it? No. And when they do say anything about the MSH should pop up. It's one of the hormones that it produces. It's one of the key hormones. They have the HCG or the LH or the FSH. Why don't they have the MSH, which is the melanocyte stimulating hormone? You cannot find it. I want to make this notice to you. You will not find it. They will not put it on here. And when they talk about it, they leave it out of their information. They don't even talk about it. Now watch this. Go to Google. Go to Google. They don't even talk about it. Look, all the way down. They talk about the HPA. They talk about the HPA. They will not speak about the MSH and what it is. So this is why you will never find your importance of who you are, and what you are, because the MSH is so important. Any of you that are in biology class, any of you that are in science class, that studies the human body, that studies the human brain, please, I advise you to go ask your professor, what is the importance of the MSH? The MSH is what the pituitary makes melanin. It's called melanocytes, stimulating hormone. It makes melanin in the body. It's what keeps your hair being black at every millisecond that it is. You think that you're still and you're just existing as a still thing. No, you're moving, you're vibrating. And every minute, and every millisecond, every quadruple second that exists, you're vibrating. And the pituitary and the whole endocrine system is producing hormones to allow things to happen in seconds, in pixels. Life is like a movie. It's happening like click, 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 click. You ever seen a movie? The movie seems to be still, but no, it's a bunch of flashing scenes. And that's what you are. You're a whole bunch of flashing scenes. You're vibrating, and your endocrine system is vibrating and giving you existence. You are literally vibrating. That means that your pituitary system is, your pituitary gland is actually sending out constantly a hormone that allows you to stay the color that you are. What do you think vertigo is? Vertigo is when this pituitary gland starts producing melanocytes. Then you lose pigment, like Michael Jackson. And it's so important because the pituitary gland is what connects us to the ether. But they'll tell you everything about the motherfucking pineal gland, won't they? They love that fucking pineal gland. But ask them about the MSH. Ask them about it. You cannot find it, and I'll show you. You cannot find it. Go to Google. Google MSH. Pituitary. Go find some articles. Try to find it. Look. All of this stuff that you're going to find is awesome boo-boo. The melanocyte stimulating hormone, known collectively as MSH, also known as melanotrypsin and intermedian, are a family of peptide hormones and neuropeptides consisting of a melanocyte stimulating hormone, MSH, stimulating hormone, and melanocyte stimulating hormone that is produced. Now let's go to this website. You go to this website, it hardly tell you shit about it. They don't tell you, known as MSH, also known as melanocyte, it said the same shit before, research. That's it. That's it. That's all Wikipedia got to say about it. There it is. Look how short they are about it.
Damn.
The various forms of MSH are generated from different cleavages of the big ass word they use here, protein, which also yields other important neurotransmitters. They just kind of like blurt it out. Look, keratin sites in the skin secrete MSH in response to ultraviolet light, where it increases synthetic of melanin, synthesis of melanin. This is what makes melanin, your MSH. Some neurons in accurate nucleus of the hypothalamus makes and secretes MSH. Well, why we ain't talking about this? This is just a briefing. What? They're studying this behind the scenes. They're giving you a little look. You know, Wikipedia usually gives you like everything about something. Look how they just threw this out. Look. Makes the secrete and MSH in response of leptin. MSH is also made and secreted in the anterior lobe of the pituitary gland. Remember we looked up the pituitary gland? All the professors were talking about it and nobody spoke up the MSH, baby. Why? Here is a question for you professors. You Caucasian professors, why don't you put the MSH and what the, because we know so very little about it. That's what they're going to tell you. We know so very little about the MSH. Well, bitch, you know about everything else. Why the fuck you don't know about the MSH? This is what they're going to tell you in your classrooms. They're going to tell you, well, we know very little bit about it. Research is being done. Yeah, bitch, since the 70s? Yeah, we know. Oh, but your boy found out. Look at the functions. Acting though melanocortin 1 receptor, a MSH stimulates the production and release of what?
Melanin.
Hold on. Hold on. Because I'm getting pissed off now, man. I'm getting pissed off. Look at this shit, y'all. Look at it. What is the function of the MSH?
Stimulates the production and
It's
release of
acting
melanin.
through melanocortin 1 receptor. A MSH stimulates the production and release of what?
Melanin.
I told you are vibrating. And this is what releases and makes sure that you stay brown at all times, baby. Now, melanin is so important because it's a what? It's the antenna that connects you to what? The ether. And your pituitary gland is producing this. But they ain't gonna tell you about this. It ain't on YouTube. It ain't all over the internet. You got to go seeking this shit. A process referred to as melanogenesis, made by melanocytes in the skin here, and more than that. There's melanin in your breast, around the areola, in your eyes, in your hair, in your nails, in your brain, in your spine, in all your kidneys, your heart, your whole nervous system, full of melanin. You are a cell phone made up of many cells communicating with each other through synapses of electrical magnetic waves. You are a phone, an apparatus, a device used to communicate with the universe. You are an organic computer, my nigga. And as a cell phone, you have a tower. And you are too far away from that tower, which is the sun. You are too far away from the sun to receive the messages and the codes that will unlock the genes that will allow you to understand who you are. And I'm playing as a smaller tower to enlighten you of what you are. Because nobody else going to tell you, because you on the internet learning shit. You learning who you are from them. They will never tell you who you are. They're not going to come out and tell you who you are. You have to find yourself. The hints are here. They're in pieces. This is the key to understanding what you are. And what makes you special is melanin. MSH. The function stimulates the production and release of melanin. Now, if you don't have melanin and you have access to information, now we just skip right over that. Don't worry about that. Anyway, this is what they do in the video. I watched every fucking video on YouTube. And every single one, I was looking for clips that they would teach so that you could hear the white man say it. And I was going to clip it and give it to y'all ass, but I couldn't find one. The only clip I could find is the dude talking about the chocolate fucking mushroom. So I searched for it for you. Years ago. There's no white person online teaching about the MSH. When they say anything about the MSH, they usually just say something little and they just go over it. They go to the next fucking hormone. Bullshit. It's all throughout nature. It's in humans. An increase of MSH will cause what?
Darker skin.
Darker skin in humans. In humans, this is the brief shit they have. They ain't tell you about the structure. Look at this. In humans, MSH will cause a darker skin in humans too. MSH increase in humans during pregnancy. This, along with increased estrogen, causes increased pigment in pregnant women. Cushing disease due to excess adrenocorticotropic hormone, ACTH, may also result in hyperpigmentation, such as AN and axilla. Most people with primary Addison's disease have darkened hyperpigmentation of the skin, including areas not exposed to the sun. You see how they're making it all about the skin? Do you see this shit? You see how they're making it all about the skin? Bullshit. We know goddamn MSH has something to do with the nervous system. We know that we get our melanocytes in our nervous system as well. The neuromelanin comes from the pituitary gland. What are they talking about? Why did they mention the nervous system? They only talking about skin. This is why white people going around like, well, the only thing I know about is that it's just skin color, skin pigment. That's it. We're all the same. This is what the white people say to you. Then you got black people saying shit, same shit. We're just, we're all the same. It's melanin. Melanin is just your skin pigment. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Come on. There are variations in hormone receptors causing, this is what they talk about, causing them to not respond to MSH in the blood. So you see, they don't tell you much about it. We don't have no information about the MSH. That's it. Look at that. This is Wikipedia, bitch. This is Wikipedia. This is the internet. This is all they have on the MSH. Come on, y'all. Don't you get it? This is where you need to be going deep and diving into. That's all they have? Come on. Let's go deeper. Melanocytes similar hormone, you and your hormones. Okay. There's a website. Melanocyte stimulating hormone describing the group of hormones. Pigmentation is found in the skin, hair, and eyes. It does this by including special although stimulating studies hypothalamus in the brain accepting receptors. Although known as a stimulating effect on pigment cells, studies have shown that melanocyte-stimulated hormones can also suppress appetite by acting on receptors in the hypothalamus in the brain. This affects enhance of leptin, a hormone released by fat cells. Melanocyte-stimulated sites also thought to affect the range of other processes in the body. See how they talk about it? See, melanocyte-stimulating hormones is also thought to affect it. How do you talk about it like that? How do you talk about this shit? Like, it's also thought to affect the range of the other processes in the body. It is anti-inflammation effects which influences the release of hormone aldosterone, which controls salt and water balance in the body, and also thought to have the effect of energy, homeostasis, and sexual behavior. However, further research is needed to clarify the exact role of the melanocyte sites in these processes. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Do y'all hear that? Do you hear that? Listen to this. However, further research needed to clarify the exact role of melanocytes. Well, where's the motherfucking funding on that?
Right.
Why are we not trying to understand melanin, white folk? We waiting on y'all to educate us, white folk. Why y'all not telling us about ourselves, white folk? Why y'all not telling us about melanin, white folk? Why do you need further studies on the melanin when we talking about the pituitary gland? So you telling me you stuff that you don't know about the pituitary gland? You done studied about every gland in the body and gave us every technical thing in the body about the gland. You done gave us medicines and all shit. You done gave us medicines and everything. And you telling me you need further research?
Right.
On melanin? Bet you a lot. You trying to build, they got teams right now building electrical devices to communicate with bio. Come on, motherfucker. Y'all better wake the fuck up, man. What happens if you have too much? What happens if you have too little? I'm just telling you, man, they don't give you no information on this shit. We can go to the next one. Here it goes. Here it goes. Here it is. You ready? I'm ready. I'll read, nigga. I don't know if you read. I'll read. I get to it. Melanocyte-stimulated hormones gets its name because of the effect of melanocytes. Skin cells that contain black pigment melanin in humans, melanocytes, are responsible for moles, freckles, and suntan. And if they turn cancerous, melanoma. In most vertebrates, MSH is produced by the intermediate lobe of the pituitary gland. Right? Look how short this is.
Damn.
Look how short it is. And the secretion cause of dramatic darkening of the skin in fishes and oh, they're gonna talk about the fishes, really? Okay. The darkening occurs in granules of melanin spread through the branches of specialized melanocytes called melanophores. They're talking about animals. They're talking about frogs. Look, we're still talking about frogs. They went to frogs. The photomicrograph on the right shows the melanopores in the skin of a frog with the melanin dispersed throughout branches of the cell. The effect is produced by MSH. When the pigment retreats to the center of the cell, the skin lightens. This is all we have, man. That's it. Come on. Tanning, and that's it. That's it. This is what they have on the MSH. This is all they have on MSH. Where are the websites that's teaching you about what you are? Because you're learning about what you are through the sciences.
Right.
Now they're telling you to roll in weight. If you're having weight problems, alpha melanocyte MSH? Never heard of that one. It's another website on some bullshit, man. Can't even find them. Anyway, moving forward. They not going to teach you about yourself, Aki. Now, they not going to teach you about yourself. They studying you, but they not going to teach you about yourself. We're going to move forward. We're going to move forward. But you need to understand what melanin is. It's an antenna. It's a conductor. Okay? An antenna is a conductor. It tells shit what to do. It's the orchestra of life. It tells energy what to do. That's what melanin does. It's a super semiconductor. Okay? And you have that antenna inside of your cellular phone. So you're the shit. Now, let's get into this video.
In medicine, that, is it really something that just absorbs sunlight, or does melanin?
Here's a guy selling mushrooms to a room full of white people.
Melanin's role is, in fact, even being rethought in medicine, that, is it really something that just absorbs sunlight, or does melanin have a role in the immune system in the body? And is it really more of an antimicrobial kind of defense against bacteria? Because melanin is found throughout all the animal and vegetable kingdom, and melanin is the very thing that you have in your hair and in your skin that gives you the color. Whether you're more red, whether you're more brown, whether you're tan, whether you're not, is because the melanin produced by your skin in the parts of the cell called melanocytes, or the pigment of your skin.
The melanocytes in your body come from your MSH, which is your pituitary gland. Okay? Your pituitary gland.
And some people who have a condition called vitiligo, where their skin looks blotchy and they have white patches, they don't make this pigment. When you're exposed to ultraviolet radiation, you make more of it. Now, melanin is what gives chaga its dark color. And that's what's so rich in this mushroom compared to the other mushrooms.
Did you hear that? I'm going to play it again. I'm going to play that shit again.
And that's what's so rich in this mushroom compared to the other mushrooms. When you're exposed to ultraviolet radiation, you make more of it. Now, melanin is what gives chaga its dark color.
Melanin is what gives chaga its dark color. That's what makes it so rich. That's what makes that chaga shit that shit. Because of the melanin, nigga. The melanin make it the shit. That's what make it so rich. That's what make it about to do what he's trying to sell it to them. He's selling the melanin.
And that's what's so rich in this mushroom compared to the other mushrooms. And what they found in Russia, it protects genes and it actually repairs broken DNA. Isn't that wonderful? Something breaks down because you're exposed to chemicals or radiation. Think of the people of Japan right now in 2011 who are suffering from huge amounts of radiation. What could we do to help them repair their prevent cancer developing? Well, you need a DNA repairer, and that's what melanin does.
Now, we can never get information from black people, but we gonna go to a mushroom. We can never we can never tell black people, listen, black people are special because they're brown. Because they're brown, they can communicate with the universe. We should pretty much try to educate them back to understand the universe. We'll never do that. We'd rather go to a mushroom than motherfucking go to educate black people so that they can understand science. They'll never understand science until they uneducate these black people, which hold the information within their organic computers to be able to articulate the universe in ways that they can. But they'll never say that. They'll never tell you that. Pride, greed, arrogance will never allow them to say that you are greater than them. And they need you. But let's go around this very fact that we cannot depend on a fellow human, our forefathers and foremothers, which are black people. We need to go to them to understand the universe, but we're not going to go to them and educate them. They're in their poverty. We're going to keep them in their poverty, and for that, we'll forever be not knowing what the fuck is really going on, because we'll never know until we value black people and understand that black people is our way out of understanding what the fuck's going on. Oh no, we can find ways around that. We'll just use the chaga plant. We'll just fucking kill them and use them for their organs and suck melanin out their asses from the fucking Planned Parenthood. We'll just fucking have abortions and kill and get the fucking melanin from their babies. Fuck it. Fuck that shit. I'll never bow to them and tell them that they're great. Bitch, they were our slaves. But the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. It has already been written. It has already been written. They need us to understand the universe. They cannot go around us and keep building these machines and keep failing them. The highest that they've come is quantum physics. And quantum physics do not understand reality. They need us to understand reality. Just as much as they need this chaga plant to motherfucking heal them for the motherfucking shit that they doing.
Just think how you can tell people who have families over there and so on. So this is a complex molecule. It's found in the brain. It's found in your adrenal glands. It's a powerful free radical scavenger. In other words, it helps the body prevent this oxidation, so it's an antioxidant. And I believe this is what makes chaga, among other things, one of the more special mushrooms that are out there. Now, just look at this. I hope you can read this, that 40% of the dry weight of chaga is, made up of these water extractable substances, and more than half, when you dry it, of that extract, which is 25% of the original material, is actually this coloring, this melanin. It's called a chromogenic complex. It's another name for it makes a dark color. It's a dark color complex, and 25% of this mushroom is made up out of this. It's its most distinctive feature. Now, and again, this is in that paper by Shashkina. That's on the website. You can learn about the chemical and
Days 2006. Look at it. In 2000, they've been studying you. They've been studying you.
medical biological properties of chaga, a review study translated out of Russian from 2006. And this paper basically says, there are these polyphenolic, chromogenic, human-like complexes present in chaga. In other words, it's the dark stuff.
He's talking to the room full of white people, bruh. I want you to understand how uncomfortable this white man is trying to sell chaga to these people. You can't sell chaga to them without letting them understand the structures of chaga and why it's important to sell chaga. And the most important compound and a molecule inside chaga is melanin. And he's trying to sell this shit to people without offending them and letting them look, it's the dark stuff. You know what I'm saying? So this shit is funny if you really know what's going on right now. from every perspective.
You know, there are these polyphenolic, chromogenic, human-like complexes present in chaga. In other words, it's the dark stuff. The dark stuff, the black, brown stuff in chaga, what makes everything look so dark, which this, you know, put it on your skin and it looks a little darker, but somehow it improves in things, as we'll talk about in a minute. That's what's in chaga.
He is not getting a good response from people in this audience. These white folks are looking at him like, bitch, are you saying that we're mutants? Pretty much. The motherfucker is crazy telling that.
And they studied this, Babetskaya studied
More studies in 2002, Babakaya.
this in 2002, studied this melanin complex, and says it protects the genes in your body. Now, I'm going to switch hats for a minute and talk. As some of you know, I'm also an engineer and a biomedical engineer.
He's a biomedical engineer, Reflections.
And I've designed equipment that we took to the top of Mount Everest and did the first scientific studies on top of Mount Everest to find out why people could live up there. A very rough environment because there's no oxygen there to breathe. And with no oxygen, your brain isn't very happy, and neither is all the cells in your body. So up there is less atmosphere, and there's an awful lot of light. And so I got really interested back in the 1980s when we did this kind of work with the University of California in San Diego, where I was doing a postdoctoral fellowship. I got really interested also in light. Now, the visible light in the electromagnetic spectrum is only a small part, and it's the colors from, you know, the deep reds to the purples. But in this very narrow band, below that there is infrared or warmth, infrared light or warmth, microwaves that we use for communication nowadays with our cell phones and Wi-Fi and so on. Radio waves are even longer. And then up here are what's ionizing radiation that breaks down things like ultraviolet light, which is faster in frequency, X-rays and gamma rays like we get from atomic reactors and so forth. So light is a very narrow part of the spectrum in what's called nanometers wavelength, 400 to 700 nanometers. Here's another way of seeing it. Here's the electromagnetic spectrum. Visible light that your eyes respond to and your skin responds to is a narrow part of the spectrum, here. Now, when you look at absorption curves in the test tube of melanin, this is what we're talking about. You can see in the blue part of the spectrum over here, the short wavelengths, which is higher energy. Melanin has a lot of absorption, and it falls off a little bit, but it's in the same region that our body absorbs also light in forms of hemoglobin when you oxygenate.
Okay, he says something very important here. I want to rewind a little bit. Melanin and light. Check it out. Listen very closely.
But it's in the same region that our body absorbs also light in forms of hemoglobin when you oxygenate.
Light in another form of hemoglobin when you oxidate your body. Light is not only coming from the sun. Light is also coming from oxygen. This is why we need to be living in the jungle closer to the sun in a tropical environment. Because your body's absorbing oxygen. And that's another form of light for your melanin. This is how you feed your melanin. Okay? Your melanin is very happy when it has a lot of oxygen. You can communicate your very best with the universe when you're in your tropical environment because you belong in a tropical environment. Now, I'm going to rewind it. Just a little bit. Listen to him as he says it again.
Our body absorbs also light in forms of hemoglobin when you oxygenate your blood. It's
boom. Okay? Oxygen, hemoglobin, right here. Melanin and light. Your body is absorbing another form of light called hemoglobin, light. Not only melanin, your melanin needs oxygen. Oxygen. I know it's a little blurry, bear with me.
It's also in that same region, and when you deoxygenate your blood, when the cells take the oxygen up, then you get the bluer blood, which is venous blood, and it's in the same region where melanin absorbs it. So broad absorption of energy. Okay, it absorbs light and warmth very, very effectively.
Melanin absorbs light and warmth very, 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 very effectively. You see, oxygen, hemoglobin also absorbs light and warmth. See that? Hemoglobin absorbs light. You need oxygen just as much as you need anything else. Hello? We need light. We need oxygen. You need to be out there where the trees is at. Don't get it twisted like a mango mystic. You need oxygen. Take that bra off. Take that bra off. There's melanin around your nipples, your areola. That melanin is absorbing light.
And it modulates something in the body. And melanin, you can think of, is very analogous to the chlorophyll. That's the green stuff in plants. What?
There it is. Melanin is analogous to chlorophyll, the green stuff in plants. Melanin is what makes you brown. The plants are green. Hello?
makes the plants green? Chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is the same molecule as hemoglobin that's in your blood, except hemoglobin has iron in the center and chlorophyll has magnesium in the center. It's like liquid green blood, okay? Now melanin has the same kind of ring structures and so on, and it makes very complex structures, and not all melanins are the same, as we'll talk about in a minute. In fact, there's somebody even studying that and wondering whether energy is directly absorbed from the melanin in your skin and transformed into energy in your body.
That's called human photosynthesis.
Yeah.
That when you go out in the sun, that through the ATPs, which is in your mitochondrial DNA, these cells pick up and absorb light energy and convert it into kinetic energy in your body. Yeah. Yeah. You're powered like a plant. You get energy from the sun. You get food energy from the sun. Your body's communicating through the antenna called melanin. Hello. Wake up, y'all. Let's do it.
Okay, and they even think about could in the future, and they're developing this now, they're taking melanin and making batteries out of them that store energy from the sunlight directly. It might in fact become a future source of how we're going to generate energy. Now, let's get back with that little bit of physics background. Let's talk about melanin inside chaga and melanin inside the body. So it absorbs thousands of times more electromagnetic radiation actually than chlorophyll does, and chlorophyll is what we need to make proteins and sugars, especially sugars in the body. It exists in many other tissues, as I mentioned. It's actually a very important molecule in any woman who's having a baby, because the fetus has all this melanin in it, as I'll show you. Okay, and it's thought to be, by some people, a master molecule that actually steers how the body communicates. For example, Frank Barr, a scientist, wrote a whole article, a whole issue of a journal called Medical Hypothesis, saying, you know, melanin is such a special molecule and it's found in the babies, it may have a major role in steering things in the body, in the whole regulatory system. Melanin's role in embryological organization, that's in the baby's organization, and tissue repair and tissue regeneration may be connected to the major role that it plays to balance the body, that's called homeostasis, in the autonomic, neuroendocrine, and immunological system. So in other words, melanin may play a much bigger role than just absorbing all this radiation, and when you get it into your body, it actually has a major effect on your immune system. Here's a picture of a baby at 35 days of pregnancy. And
So basically it's melanin throughout the baby, but this is the part I want to get to, y'all.
as we're talking about it, you really have to strain a little bit to stay with me about your body, you know, and I know that, you know, directly can
All right, this is very important. All right, listen up. This part of the whole video is very important. You want to watch this part. This is the part that's so very important to what we're saying here as your body being a cell phone. Check it out. Listen up.
transduce energy in the vegetable kingdom. Now, the body is a living.
The body is a living matrix. It's a cell phone. It is an energetic communication system that conducts, there goes that word again, packets of energy and information instead of nerve impulses. This is talking about nutrients for Caucasian people as far as chaga goes, to help them become more conducive.
Matrix, and you really want to get this because this is kind of
Listen
part
up.
of the operating system of your body, you know. And I know that as we're talking about it, you really have to strain a little bit to stay with me, but I think it'll make some sense here. That the body is actually a communication system where everything is connected to everything else, and it works through light. It works through light. It's called biophotons, and in this
It works through light, electrical magnetic waves. Did you hear that? It works through light. So if you want to understand the universe, you're going to have to understand melanin, because we're all in communications in the universe. If we're going to understand the universe, we need melanin people. Because melanated people have the technology, the apparatus,
Genetics.
the device that can teach us about what's going on. It requires melanin to understand the universe.
communication system, cells have connections to other cells called integrins, and
Cells are interconnected through integrins in light communication. Okay? Skin is the entry point, and remember that I showed you the skin earlier, all of the receptors in the skin? Entry point into this connection tissue living matrix. Everything is communicated.
electrons and light.
And if you're going to have a device that communicates with everything, light, what kind of device are you going to have? If you're going to have the best cell phone, what's the best cell phone? The best cell phone is one that is most conducive with the internet, right? Whatever is most, that's not going to get viruses as easily, right? The best cell phone is the cell phone that's going to have a nice battery charge to it. To me, I think the iPhone is the best cell phone to have. And I make the iPhone analogous to the black man, the black woman. It's the best cell phone to have, period. Now, other people might have arguments about that, and that's fine. But whatever makes your cell phone good is the fact that it can communicate well. It functions well. It does this, this, and this very well. So if we're looking at our cell phones and looking at the most conducive cell phone to the internet or text messaging, what has a nice antenna, what's the specs on the pictures, you know, whatever it can do, we're looking at these devices, apparatuses, and we're saying, damn, what is the best thing that we can buy that we communicate with? That would be kinky hair. Kinky hair, you would need that as a feature, as a cell phone, as an organic cell phone. You want kinky hair because kinky hair is what? It's most metallic. All hair wants to knot up. If you stop touching it, it's going to knot up. Even Caucasian or Asian people, if they stop touching their hair and cutting it, it'll knot up. Why? Because the hair is an antenna. It's a synopsis of nerves, and the nerves want to conjure up together and make themselves more condensed so that they can become more conducive and non-ether to become in better communication with the universe, with the elements. Okay? Moving forward.
Flows between cells, so it's like a supercomputer. Your body is like a supercomputer, and the skin is connected to every other part of the body. Kind of like a spider web, where everything, when you tug on one part of the spider web, it connects to everything else. And so these cells connect to the connective tissue, which the skin is part of, and it all works like semiconductors. Now, semiconductors, like computer chips, are
Semiconductors, melanin, okay? Cells communicate with each other in a wide variety of ways. One means of communication is via electronic semiconductors. Hello! All of the molecules in the body are semiconductors, but which one is the master molecule? Melanin. Melanin is the master molecule. This is what he's talking about. Look, cells are communicating with each other in a wide variety of ways. But what communicates with cells? The motherfucking sun, the motherfucking oxygen, the motherfucking water, and your motherfucking earth. Whatever comes from the earth. We are in communication with the universe, and our cells need melanin to have the top communication with the universe. Moving forward.
Are made out of silicon. These are living semiconductors. Your body is made out of this complex hyper supercomputer that figures everything out. And this is what energy medicine is all about. And when you put chemicals or drugs or lotions or pesticides or mercury from dental fillings that are leaking into your body, then this matrix gets upset.
Okay. When you live in the wrong environment, you are out of sync and don't have any bars because it creates insulation between the connection between you and the source, which is the sun and oxygen from the trees. And because you are disconnected from nature, you are interrupting this, you are polluting the living matrix, and it affects the cellular communication. Hello.
Thanks.
You are the computer. You're trying to find yourself in a fucking book and sit around and debating on a couch about who you are and what you are and where you came from. When you yourself are the computer. Drugs, lotion, genetically modified marijuana, lotion, solvents, pesticides, mercury from fish and dental fillings, detergents and other household chemicals. Everything in the matrix is stripping you of melanin. It's stripping you of what you are, miscommunicating you from what you are. You are not connecting yourself to nature. Here it is. Have a look-see.
This matrix does not function. The energy doesn't communicate well. And this is where chaga.
Okay, now he's going to settle the chaga for white people so that they can communicate better. Now, see what we got here. Now, the sun. Check this out. This is what the sun do to you. This is what the sun do to y'all.
Diabetes and hypertension. Because we're talking about diabetes and hypertension and bone diseases, osteoporosis, and arteriosclerosis, and cancer, and autoimmune disease, and the list goes on.
Scientists found that list is so long because vitamin D actually regulates cells, systems, and organs throughout the body.
It works by turning your genes on and off.
The sun turns your genes off and on. The sun is in communication through the melanin, is turning your genes, genetics, off and on. I'll rewind it. Slow it down. I just dissed you. Shout out to Casino.
And organs throughout the body.
It works by turning your genes on and off.
And organs. Vitamin D actually regulates. Scientists found that list is so long because vitamin D actually regulates cells, systems, and organs throughout the body.
It works by turning your genes on and off. Very basic function. So that's a very important fact about vitamin D that distinguishes it from any other vitamin. It's a steroid hormone.
It's not a vitamin. It's a steroid hormone from the sun, which connects to your endocrine system. Your endocrine system is the system that controls your hormones. Come on. Okay? It is not a vitamin. It's a steroid hormone. The sun is a hormone, meaning it's a harmony. Harmony is vibrating. It's in harmony. That's what a hormone is. A hormone, harmony. Come on. Y'all know this stuff already. I'm just enlightening you.
A class by itself.
A major question and area of controversy regarding vitamin D is sun exposure. So health investigators hit the trail looking for answers. Doctors have observed that where there's less sun, there's more cancer, flu, and even autism.
Really? They have studied that where there's less sun, there's more cancer, flu, and autism, and everything else, diabetes, and all that, heart disease. Where there's, oh, you're supposed to stay in America. That's your land. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Reflection.
Thanks.
You know I'm about to go in on y'all right now. Let's talk about it. This is our land. We belong here. We're Moors with our little teacup hats. We're Moors. We gotta fight for the laws of the land. Bitch, you don't even know what the fuck going on. And let me advise you, because you're ignorant. In the abundance of water, the fool is thirsty. Here we are, all of this information out here, and we're still ignorant and not realizing that we need the sun, that we must get close to the sun because we have a polymer, an ancient polymer in our skin, that we're supposed to get closer to the equator. Come now. Pay close attention, Indigos, because that's who I'm talking to. Fuck everybody else. I'm only talking to the master students.
Doctors have observed that where there's less sun, there's more cancer, flu, and even autism.
So you're going to live in the northern region. You're going to tell people to stay in America where you got a winter and fall season. When you don't get enough sunlight and you got all those pesticides that's blocking your communication with the universe. You're going to tell people that America was our land and we're in America. You silly bastards. Here's the scientific evidence. I don't want to talk subjectivity. I don't want to talk about what you like and what you think you like. Let's talk about the facts. Where there's less sun, there's more cancer, flu, and autism. Why do you think the Caucasian lives away from the equator? Why do you think they live in northern hemispheres, southern hemispheres, way down here, way up there? We live away. Look at the map and see where they live at. Look at it. They steal everything from the equator and the tropics. Right. Everything is powered by the resources in these places, but they move up north. They get away from the sun. They live in those regions. Why?
For instance, there's more of these diseases in winter, which has less sunlight. And there's also more of these diseases the further you get away from the equator, because there's less sunlight the further you get away from there.
Oh, but you keep listening to these motherfuckers. Telling you to live in Florida. Telling you to live in motherfucking California. Don't you understand that you need to feed your body food and be in communication with the universe? Come on now. Come on now. This is the real deal right here. And they ain't even talking to you. They talking to themselves. They not even talking to black people. They're going to get to black people in a minute as a byproduct.
Even here in sunny California, very few people get enough sun to make sufficient vitamin D in their skin for the best of health.
Down in San Diego, you can make it year-round, but even then, in San Diego, in the wintertime, you have to go right out at solar noon. There's only about a 2 or 3 hour period where you're going to make any substantial amounts of vitamin D.
But wait a minute, won't this possibly lead to skin cancer? Most sunscreen companies provide products that block the ultraviolet B, or UVB, from the sun.
Here we go. We're talking about sunscreen, so we know we're not talking about black people. Because we're talking about blocking the sunscreen. Can't be talking about black people, because we know melanin protects you from the sun. So we can't be talking about black people, so this video is not talking to black people thus far. Let's move forward.
Those are the very rays you need to produce vitamin D in the skin.
Now they admit the UVA rays that the sunblock lotions allow to get in are the ones causing the cancer. So they let the one that causes skin cancer in, and they block the one that prevents it.
Statistics show skin cancer rates and deaths have actually risen since the sunscreen campaigns began 30 years ago. It now recommends keeping your time in the sun moderate. 15 minutes in a bathing suit during summer is plenty. You don't want to age your skin or cause damage from a sunburn. Not everyone agrees. The American Academy of Dermatology website finds it appalling that anyone in good conscience could make the claim that intentional sun exposure for any length of time is beneficial.
Did you hear that? This is the Academy, wrong pipe. The American Academy of Dermatology says it's appalling that anyone in good consciousness could make the claim that intentional sun exposure for any length of time is beneficial. Now, they can't be talking to black people. These people are not educating or even thinking about us. They cannot be talking about us and be talking about we don't need sunlight. This shit is evil as fuck. And these are the people that you live up under. Check this out.
Then there's the issue of darker skin.
What? Did they just make us a byproduct?
Right.
Let's go back again. Did they just make us a byproduct? They just said right here that sun exposure, it is appalling that anyone in good conscience can make the claim that intentional sun exposure for any length of time is beneficial.
Then there's the issue of darker skin.
So who the hell was we talking about in this whole video thus far?
Right.
I thought we was all human. Oh, when we start talking about that motherfucking sun, the source of all life, we start to become a little bit different. Okay. What is the issue? We the byproduct, and then there's the issue of black people. Then there's the issue of black people, dark pigmented people.
Which naturally screens out more of the UVB rays that make vitamin D. Their blood levels of D are about half that of lighter skinned people, making a connection with the diseases that shorten their lives.
Heart disease and hypertension and stroke and cancer are the same diseases that have been associated with vitamin D deficiencies.
So it may not be surprising that vitamin D deficiency affects as much as 3/4 of the populace, especially as winter takes its toll on vitamin D levels.
Vitamin D activates your immune system, causes something to be formed called little peptides.
After I do this video, I'm not doing no more of these videos, yo. I'm not doing no more of these videos. I'm gonna put this video, it's gonna be my last shit I'm putting out like this, bro. Because these folks is actually telling you what the fuck is going on and y'all still in y'all situation. I done did about 5 of these videos. I'm tired of telling people information that's motherfucking in your face. I'm just gonna continue to share this video. Those that find it, fine. I'm not doing this video no more. This shit is stupid. Shit is dumb, my nigga. I'm tired of talking about this shit. Done, man. After this is it, man. I'll kick it with y'all. Do. New information come through. I hit you with. But this shit right here is fucking in your face, telling you it activates your immune system. Nigga just said it. These doctors and shit. White people, they telling you the information and you still ain't listening. So it ain't that we ain't got the information. It is the motherfuckers ain't got the willpower to apply it.
That kill bacteria and viruses without antibiotic resistance, without side effects. We can use it in very young infants.
That's it. Boom. That's down. Now, let's talk about this. I got to educate you one more time, reflection. I got to educate you one more time. Okay? I'm going to do this the last time. What I want you to understand is biology. We got to understand biology. Okay? In this video, I'm going to show you, for those that haven't seen me to say this or put this out yet, I want to show you what DNA is. You have to understand DNA because DNA is so important because it's the essential of life. It is the blueprint of life. If you do not understand it, it can trick you. If you know this stuff, they can't trick you. You're respected. You get off of cheese and milk and meat. If you understood your DNA, if you understood genetics, if you understood biology, you would never put that stuff in your body. You would never be around certain people. But we're not educated on this. We're not scientists no more. These are the basics. We need to understand what DNA is. Here's a short film about DNA. I'm going to show you it. Hopefully it helps you.
Stated Clearly presents What is DNA and how does it work? DNA, also known as deoxyribonucleic acid, is a molecule. It's a bunch of atoms stuck together, In the case of DNA, these atoms combine to form the shape of a long, spiraling ladder, sort of like this one here. If you ever studied biology or saw the movie Jurassic Park, you probably heard that DNA acts as a blueprint or a recipe for a living thing. But how? How on earth can a mere molecule act as a blueprint for something as complex and wonderful as a tree, a dog, or a dinosaur? To help answer that question, let's first take a quick look at amino acids. Amino acids are tiny little chemicals inside our bodies that are so important, they're often referred to as the building blocks of life. There's about 20 different kinds, each with their own unique shape. The neat thing about them is they can be attached to each other kind of like Legos to produce an endless variety of larger particles known as proteins. Amino acids make up proteins. Proteins, along with other chemicals, combine to form living cells. Cells make up tissues. Tissues make up organs. And organs, when they're all put together and functioning, of course, combine to form living creatures like you and me.
Okay.
These proteins that make up our bodies and
Okay, you might want to screenshot this. Go look at the video, what is DNA, and then you can look up this guy's video, and you can maybe screenshot this for yourself so you can understand there's amino acids make proteins, proteins make cells, cells make tissue, tissues make organs, organs make organisms. Very, very important that you understand the structure of reality and the structure of life is by understanding DNA. When you understand that amino acids make proteins, then when someone tells you that you need fucking protein, then you'll tell them that you get protein from fucking plants, you dickhead. Okay? But they'll trick you if they say, how are you going to get your protein? Well, bitch, how does a motherfucking Rhinoceros get his protein? How does a fucking elephant get his protein? How the fuck does a gorilla get his protein? From fucking plants, motherfucker. From the earth. Fuck are you talking about? How does the cow that you eat get its protein? How does the chicken that you eat get its protein? Okay? From amino acids. Now, proteins make living cells, tissues, and then make organisms to make organisms. It's very important, okay? Break this down very simply for you so that nobody can trick you.
proteins that make up our bodies, and keep in mind there's millions of different kinds of proteins. They each have to be formed in the perfect shape in order to function. If they're the wrong shape, they usually won't work. That's where DNA comes in. DNA does a lot of interesting things, some of which we don't fully understand, but one of its main and most well understood functions is to tell amino acids how to line up and form themselves into the perfect protein shapes.
Now, take a wild guess onto what is telling this to make it shape and what is to put it together. What is conducing that? What is the thing that's telling this thing, was orchestrating this thing to tell what color, what amino acid to grab, or whatever? What's telling life what to do?
Melanin.
Melanin. Melanin is the orchestra of energy. It tells energy what to do. It communicates with everything. It tells everything what to do. It's the big dog.
In theory, if the right proteins are built at the right time and in the right place, everything else from cells to organs to entire creatures will come out just fine. This here is a simplified model of DNA. It shows us that the steps of the ladder are made up of 4 different kinds of chemicals shown here by different colors and letters. If you look at just one half of the molecule, you can read its chemical sequence or genetic code from top to bottom, sort of like a book. A single strand of DNA is extremely long, millions of letters long. It spends most of its life coiled up like a noodle, living inside the nucleus or the centerpiece of a cell.
Okay, where is your DNA located?
In the nucleus.
In the nucleus of every cell of your body, DNA is coiled inside the nucleus. Okay? DNA lives inside the nucleus. The outside of the nucleus is called the what?
Cytoplasm.
Cytoplasm. Very good. This is what they call it.
Amino acids, however, live outside the nucleus in what's called the cytoplasm.
That's where the amino acids live. Remember, amino acids make protein. Proteins make cells. Cells make what?
Tissue.
Tissues make what?
Organs.
Organs. And organs make what?
Organisms.
Right. Okay. So we have the nucleus that holds the DNA in here. On the outside of the cell, we have the cytoplasm where what lives?
Amino acids.
Acids live in there. Right? Great. Good.
To help DNA interact with the cytoplasm and convert those amino acids into proteins, special chemicals inside the nucleus make partial copies of the DNA code. These partial copies, called RNA, look a lot like DNA, but they're shorter, of course, and they're missing one of their sides.
Now, what are pieces of DNA called?
RNA.
RNA. These are little copies. Little copies, right? RNA. Little copies.
Their small shape and size allows them to fit through tiny pores in the nucleus, out to the cytoplasm, and into the mouth of another particle called a ribosome.
The ribosome is inside the cytoplasm. When it comes out of the nucleus, when this RNA comes out of the nucleus, it goes into the cytoplasm, right? And then it goes into the ribosome.
Ribosomes are protein-building machines. They read the RNA code 3 letters at a time, suck amino acids out of their surroundings, and stick them together in a chain according to the RNA code. As the chain grows, it bends, it folds, and it sticks to itself to form a perfectly shaped protein. Every 3 letters of the RNA code tell the ribosome which of the 20 different kinds of amino acids should be added next. For example, CAA tells the ribosome to grab a glutamine. AGU tells it to grab a serine, and so on. Once a protein is built, it can then go on to do a number of different things, one of which could be to help form a brand new cell. So to answer the original question, what is DNA? DNA is a molecular blueprint for a living thing. How does it work? DNA creates RNA, RNA creates protein, proteins go on to form life. This entire process, as complicated, as sophisticated, as magical as it might seem, is entirely based in chemistry. It can be studied, it can be understood. I'm John Perry, and that's DNA.
Okay. Now we know what DNA is. What about a gene? Do we know what genes are? Genes are very important to understand. We know what DNA is. Now we're going to understand a gene. Very important we understand genes. Genetics, right?
Stated Clearly presents, what exactly is a gene? Each one of our cells contains 46 strands of DNA. A single strand is made of millions of particles called nucleotides.
These are nucleotides. Who can tell me what are the 4 letters that make up the nucleotide chemicals? I can't hear you.
A, C's, T's, and G's.
A, C, T's, and G's. Very good. They're labeled as ACTs. The nucleotides, chemicals on the strand are labeled in what science calls ACTs and G's.
And these nucleotides come in 4 different types, which scientists have labeled A, C, T, and G. A gene is a special stretch of DNA, a sequence of A's, C's, T's, and G's that code for something. A gene contains information for a cell to read and use, but what exactly does that information do? You might have heard that there's a blue-eyed gene, a freckle gene, possibly even an anger gene, but single genes don't literally make things like eyeballs or freckles or temper tantrums. Genes make proteins. Those proteins then interact with each other and all sorts of chemicals inside the body to build things like eye pigments, freckles, and mood-altering hormones. A single strand of DNA contains thousands of genes or unique protein recipes. Humans have roughly 20,000 altogether. Some genes are small, only about 300 letters long. Others are well over 1 million.
Okay, so what is a gene? A gene
RNA.
is a piece of DNA. You have small genes and you have large genes. This is all the DNA, and genes are just pieces of the DNA. Right? Pieces of the DNA. Remember the RNA?
Mm-hmm.
The RNA is what comes, it makes a copy of the gene, and that gene, RNA and genes are the same, okay? RNA is just a copy of the gene. It comes out of the nucleus, into the cytoplasm, into the ribosome, to make the protein. The ribosome collects the code of the gene and then makes the protein, right?
Okay.
Protein goes along to make the cells, to make the being, or make things function.
The length and sequence of a gene determine the size and shape of the protein it builds. The size and shape of the protein determine the function that protein will have inside the body. Hemoglobin, for example, is a protein structure found in red blood cells. Its unique shape and size allow it to capture oxygen molecules when blood flows near the lungs, and then release them later when blood flows near oxygen-starved tissues. Pepsin is a digestive protein. Its unique shape allows it to break down food inside your stomach so it can be absorbed by the body. Keratin is a structural protein. Its unique shape and size allow it to link together with other keratin proteins to form hard structures like fingernails, claws, and beaks. Different creatures have different genes, which is ultimately why their bodies look and function differently. But one of the many reasons scientists believe all life on Earth is related is that the basic DNA code, the language of A's, C's, T's, and G's, is pretty much the same for all living things. Many creatures even share some of the same genes. You might not be too surprised to learn that humans and chimps, which are closely related, share 96% of their genetic code. But what would you think a lowly fruit fly has in common with a beautiful swimsuit model? Surprisingly, about half of its genes. Because all creatures use DNA in pretty much the same way, genetic engineers have found that if they take a gene from, say, a bacteria cell and insert it into the DNA of an animal or a plant.
You see what they're doing? It's called genetic engineering.
Facts.
Genetically modifying. Now we understand it. Genes. Once you understand genes, then we can understand GMO. Genetically modified. Oh, genetically modified. Okay, they take genes from one species, put it in another species, and it genetically modifies it, because once you put that gene in there, it comes with its own ribosome, and it starts to copy and tell the other organism's ribosome to alter the gene playout. So you're modifying the genes by putting some other gene from some other organism inside the gene into another organism, and you're genetically modifying. Right? We got it? GMO, genetically modifying. Okay, we got it.
Plant cell, that animal or plant cell will then read the new gene and produce the bacterial protein. Engineers have mixed and matched the genes of different organisms to produce many new creatures, including corn that is toxic to insects but supposedly safe for human consumption, tomatoes that last up to twice as long in the grocery store before going bad, and a new form of bacteria that produce the human protein insulin, which we then collect from these bacteria and give to people with diabetes who need extra insulin to survive. So just to sum things up a bit, what exactly is a gene? A gene is a special stretch of DNA, not the entire strand of DNA, just a segment that codes for something. Each gene is like a unique recipe, which usually tells a cell how to make a protein or a group of proteins. Different creatures have different genes, but all genes are written in the same basic DNA language of A's, C's, T's, and G's. I'm John Perry.
Okay, so we understand GMO, right?
Facts.
Okay, good.
Just this shit right here.
Yep.
I'm glad we talked about that because this takes me right back into my motherfucking goddamn download. Now that we understand that every organism, food, everything outside of us or animal or food that we eat has its own genetic code, has its own ribosome, has its own genes, and has its own DNA. Has its own A's, T's, and G's. So therefore, when we eat something, we are now modifying our genetic playout in communication with the and that will create the proteins in us that will create behaviors within us and affect us. So it's very important now that we understand when we're eating, because now we become biologists. We are self-biologists. Whatever we're doing, we're either genetically modifying ourselves if we don't pay attention to the ingredients on these things and what these things are doing to us. And the only way to be ensured that you're not altering your genes is to eat from the earth. For the earth is your body. Now, moving forward.
To the bowels of my laboratory. Today, I got a great story for you. Many times science is just about minutiae details that are totally uninteresting to the general public. But I have an article today that is going to change the world. And it's about a new understanding of what is called microRNAs. Don't go away yet. It's not that serious. Let me just tell you about it. Here's what it's all about. Once, a long time ago, we thought that genes controlled life. And then there new research that information that I was pioneering over 45 years ago in my stem cell cultures have now revealed a new science of genetics called epigenetics, which simply means epi above, genetics, above genetics, information and control above genetics. We find that the environment is translated by the cell, and that environmental information is then used to select and activate the genes. So this is really cool, and this is epigenetics, and yet we find out, well, what is it that actually alters the readout of the genes? Well, that's where the microRNAs come in. Now we find that...
Okay, pause. Here is that ribosome. Okay, remember the ribosome? The ribosome, right? You have the DNA gene, RNA, that came out of the what?
Nucleus.
The nucleus from the DNA. The strip of code that tells the ribosome what amino acids to grab to make the proteins for a cell or any function in the body, right? Well, when you eat something, it has its own RNA that comes inside with its own ribosome. And watch what happens when you eat your food, what it does to your genes.
That the microRNAs are actually epigenetic mechanisms. The microRNAs bind to the chromosomes and alter the readout of the gene.
Boom! Here's your food. Here's your regular body doing what it does to make the proteins that it needs to survive and do what it does. And then you ate a motherfucking animal, and that animal's protein, which is well alive, you can't break down the microRNAs in that animal. Now you have altered your genes, and you are what you eat, motherfucker. You become the motherfucking cow. The cow's genes are in you, and now you start to act as a cow because the proteins that were in a cow that make a cow now are in you, and it starts to create the protein, and now you start to act and be a cow and get diseases that are bacteria in your body that's in a cow's body that's healthy for a cow but not healthy for you, that will create cancer cells in your body but not in the cow's body, because you're not supposed to have that in your body. Those bacteria don't belong in your body. So now you have altered the gene play out in your body and caused mutations in your body, and now you have a disease because you have imbalance from what you are eating, from altering your fucking genetics. Hello. Does that make sense?
Hell yeah. That's super clear, goddamn. Right. Better than before.
So that
this empowers you not to eat fucking milk and cheese.
Right. Real shit.
Now you know it's dangerous. Because a cow, this bacteria that this protein is about to create,
it's good for the cow.
It's good for a cow.
Yeah, you killed that shit, bro.
But put inside your body creates an imbalance. It's in the wrong organism. And now, this protein that will be created from this ribosome that you put in your body will make a mutation and imbalance inside your body that will cause you a disease.
Cancer. Cancer,
Heart
diabetes.
disease, diabetes.
Damn.
Disease is no more than imbalance in your body, putting the wrong thing in your body, and it's creating the wrong bacteria through the genes and the codes that are being put in your body. Everything is mathematics.
Yeah, he killed that shit.
A single gene program can be modified to create thousands of different kinds of proteins from the same blueprint based on this epigenetic modification. For the longest time, we thought if we just eat food, our digestive system breaks down that food, and the cooking will break down living things, or freezing and all that will neutralize all the aspects of the food so that we can use just the food as building blocks. However, something new was found. And
boom, something new was found. What was that, Bruce?
this is about the microRNA. It turns out that the microRNA molecules in the food we eat.
That means your food has microRNA in it. It has microRNA, it has its own DNA in it. The food that you're eating has its own DNA, and if that DNA code is not conducive to your DNA code, guess what's going to happen? You're going to create imbalance in your body because you got the wrong bacteria. So now you have the wrong bacteria, guess what? You're fucked. Because there's going to be imbalance in your body, and now you got cow fucking bacteria in your body. And you create imbalance between the molecules. You create mucus, miscommunication. Remember, your body's trying to be conducive to the universe to communicate with it. Oh, you're not getting proper oxygen. Your water is being altered. We're going to get into the water in a minute. But check this out. This is what happens when you put food inside your motherfucking body. Now I bet your ass be careful. Now I bet your ass be careful. Nobody ain't break it down this simple, did they?
Is picked up by our digestive system and transferred to our own molecules in the food. It turns out that the microRNA molecules in the food we eat is picked up by our digestive system and transferred to our own cells and regulates our own genetics.
Wait a minute. Wait, first of all, you're not going to speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
Food we eat is picked up by our digestive system and transferred to our own cells and regulates our own genetics.
Boom! Boom! Scientific evidence now that the food that you're eating is regulating your genes, and genes are important because what? Genes regulate your activity, your behavior. It regulates your fucking mind. Where do you think you get your mind from? Your DNA. Huh? It's mutating your DNA, your genes. Mutating your genes, altering your genes, genetically modifying your genes, and you wonder why you're walking around as a fucking zombie, and you're talking to people when you wake up and they don't wake up. You become smarter as you eat better. What the fuck? And you try to talk to these people, they full of pus. You can't talk to these people, they're not gonna understand you. These people are gonna make fun of you. They're gonna motherfucking make you feel like you're an alien. Because you are an alien when you become a human in that world. They're aliens and you're human, so you're an alien to their world. What the fuck? You're a fucking human. You become human, right? You heal yourself from the fucking vampire bite that you had at your birth. You was fucking bitten, made into a vampire alien. Oh, fucking, they put fucking cow shit inside of your body. Or as soon as you came in, bloop, you ain't had no choice. Motherfucking milk was put in your system. Yeah, here, eat this chicken. Here, eat these macaroni and cheese. It's soul food, baby. All of this food is altering your genetic play out. But guess what? Guess what's so beautiful about melanin? Just like we seen in the last video, melanin is a super healer. That's why they recommend chaga. Because melanin repairs DNA like bloop, bloop, bloop. You got too much sauce, baby. Your melanin make you be like, yo, he'll fast as shit. Melanin heals DNA. It repairs DNA. Guess what? All you got to do is go back out in nature. Your shit be like, bloop, bloop, bloop.
Facts. Damn.
Facts. They ain't going to tell you this.
So all of a sudden, the concept of what you eat, you become, actually has a scientific foundation to it. It says that we alter our own genetic readout by the food we eat. This study by Valchereau and Choupeau were studying the uptake of microRNAs from rice in diets of an Asian diet. And what they found was that the microRNAs were not broken down in the digestive system. They were picked up intact from the food, transported across the wall of the gut, and then they enter the blood of our biology, our body.
Wow.
Well, this becomes really, really relevant in a world where we are now playing with genetically modified foods, because we're going to be picking up epigenetic microRNAs that we have no knowledge.
We're going to be picking up epigenetic microRNAs we have no knowledge about. Now we're picking up, go ahead, put the charge on. And now we're picking up epigenetic, now I'll be good, I'll be done in a minute. I appreciate it though. Hey, now we're picking up microRNAs from genetically modified foods, and nobody knows what that's going to do to us. Turn us into fucking zombies perhaps?
Right.
Who the fuck knows? Alter fucking genes that are natural, organic, come on.
Knowledge about that have never really been in our diet or on our planet before. What is the consequence of altering our genetics with unknown microRNAs? Well, we're soon going to find out about that.
There it is. We soon are going to find out about that, motherfucker. Close apparatus out. Close that out. Now we want to get into the water. Now watch how the water, oh, let me tell you this. Let me explain this. What is a woman's favorite room in her house?
Shower. The bathroom.
Anybody? What is the favorite room in the house of a woman? The favorite room in a good woman is the bathroom and the kitchen. These are the favorite rooms. But all women love the bathroom. Why do women love the bathroom? One, they're estrogen filled. They're filled with estrogen. Women love water. This is where they think they're clearest, when they're in the shower or they're in their bath. This is where women connect to their mind when it comes to the water. The feminine energy, the right brain loves water. Why? Because water holds emotion, memory. You understand? It's right brain activity. That's why they love the bathroom. Also, women love the bathroom because it's where that's their sanctuary. That's where they create the illusion of themselves with makeup and hair and everything. This is their sanctuary where their witchery is at. This is where the witches love. This is their lab, the witches lab. It's called the witches lab. This is where they relax, connect back to the, wash off all the bullshit and reset, and then they come back and women love water. It's essential that we understand that. Women have estrogen. Estrogen makes them have a special connection to water. Water holds memory. Water holds files. It holds everything. Women are water creatures. They love water. And although we are all water creatures and made up 70% water, nothing connects to water like women. Female love water. That's their favorite part of the house, the bathroom. They love bathing. They love hot showers. You do not think the government knows this? So you see what happens when you eat the food, right? Right? Now I'm going to show you what they're doing to you with your water reflection. You love the shower, don't you? Ain't nothing wrong with that, baby. But I'm about to show you what they got in your motherfucking water. Let me show you what
Why do we age? Why do we grow older? Even though our cells have the ability to regenerate and clone themselves, shouldn't we then live forever?
The question the brother asked, the Caucasian brother asked, why do we age? Why do we age?
Why do we age? Why do we grow older? Even though our cells have the ability to regenerate and clone themselves, shouldn't we then live forever?
If the cells regenerate and clone themselves, why we die? Why do we die? Shouldn't we be immortal when our body is constantly renewing itself? Well, that's what melanin is doing, is repairing your DNA to make you immortal. Because you are an immortal being. You are looking at an immortal being. I will not die. For I am life. For God so loved the world, she gave, or he and she, because God is a he, she, male and female, masculine and feminine put together make God. For God so loved the world, it gave its only begotten S-U-N, Son. For whosoever believe in it should not perish, but have what?
Everlasting life.
Everlasting life. Burn. Hey, I still got it. I still got it. Let's like this. I wish rain just will fall. Never mind. Okay. For God so loved the world, it gave his only begotten Son, S-U-N, and the Son activates all your genes and everything that you're supposed to have. You're supposed to be in communication because of your melanin, and your melanin plays as an antenna that connects you to the ether. And whosoever believe in it, believe and be alive, and be whoever shall ever be alive in the Son shall not perish but have what?
Everlasting life.
So why do we die? Why do we deteriorate? Why do we wrinkle up, get old? Could it be the birthday ritual? Could it be the fact that we think that we're supposed to get old, and so we get old because we think we're supposed to get old? Or could it be the motherfucking water? Something's in the water.
Well, the answer lies locked up within our cells. The human body is composed of skin cells, muscle cells, brain cells, cardiac cells, and a whole array of other cells and connective tissue, which we know as the human body. Within each cell lies the ability to replicate itself, locked up in the building plan we call DNA, or deoxyribonucleic acid. One of the reasons we age is DNA, or connective tissue, which we know as the human body. Within each cell lies the ability to replicate itself.
Within each cell lies the ability to replicate itself, locked inside the DNA. Hello? Did y'all hear that?
Okay.
Locked up in the building plan we call DNA, or deoxyribonucleic acid. One of the reasons we age is because each time the cell divides, protective caps on the end of DNA called telomeres get shorter. This is a ticking time bomb, because when cells are divided enough and the telomeres are too short, they cannot replicate themselves anymore, and this is the reason for aging. One phenomenon responsible for accelerated death and cancer is free radicals. These are oxidative molecules that rips electrons from protein and DNA and
Now what does melanin do? Repair DNA and clears free radicals. We just seen that in the last video, didn't we? Hello, you're special. Hello, you're special. You're only special if you tap back into nature, though. If you don't tap back into nature, all you're good for is a fucking battery, and they're using you to power their fucking system. Melanin is the source of power of the lower self. Huh?
complex molecules. Free radicals are metabolic byproducts. When DNA is damaged by free radicals, cell death or even cancer results from this, because the cell building plan is damaged. Here we have a simple experiment to show the destructive nature of oxidation and free radicals. In the one glass we have sodium hypochlorite, also known as bleach. This is a strong oxidizing agent. In the other control glass, we will add normal tap water. Now we add a strawberry to both glasses and wait 10 hours.
Now, this gonna show you why melanin is important. And everything you doing is stripping you of your life force, the thing that connects you to what you are, to understand what you are, which is melanin. Hello.
We can see how chlorine oxidizes molecules responsible for color absorption within the strawberry.
Melanin is being stripped from this motherfucking strawberry. Color is being stripped from this strawberry by chlorine. That's what's responsible for the color absorption within the strawberry. Now, what is this doing in your motherfucking water? That ain't the only thing that's in your water, baby. I know you like to sit up in the tub and put a little Bath and Body Work up in that thing and put a lotion all over your skin and have you smelling like strawberry. But I just urge you, baby, to look on the back of that label and read what the fuck is you putting on your skin. Read what the fuck is in your... Go to your nearest water plant. Go in there and ask them, what's you putting in my water? I dare you have the nerve to go ask them folk, what is you putting in my water? I dare you to take your moment and think about what do people do with their medications when they're done with them and they're emptying out their cabinets. What do they do? Throw it in the trash? I think not. Motherfuckers flush that shit right down the damn toilet. You got pharmaceuticals in your water. All kind of pharmaceuticals in your water. You don't believe me? We're going to get into it.
Drugs, coke, all that shit.
Drugs, dealers, they put their stuff down the toilet. I'm almost done with you. I ain't going to keep you much longer. Because I told you, after this video, it's a Rizat. I just want to show you this shit. I'm going to show you.
Do you know what's in your drinking water? A shocking Associated Press investigation found various pharmaceuticals in the drinking supply. Do you know what's in your drinking water? A shocking Associated Press investigation found various pharmaceuticals in the drinking supplies of at least 41 million Americans. Tainted water was found from New Jersey to California. NBC's Tom Costello is following the story from Washington. Tom, I've been dying to ask somebody some questions about this story. First of all, what kinds of drugs are we talking about, and how dangerous is this?
Pretty wide range. Here's the drinking water in Washington, D.C. They found 6 pharmaceuticals in our drinking water here. They include ibuprofen, caffeine, monosin, and about 3 or 4 others. In Philadelphia, they had 56 pharmaceuticals or byproducts. They range everything from epilepsy medication to mental health medicines to pharmaceuticals that...
Mental health medicine?
Nigga.
You know what kind of shit going on now? You can't even take a bath, baby? Now, it ain't nothing wrong with you wanting to go take a bath. And you connect in the water. But you got to connect to the water from the river, the mountain, or the tropics. You got to go in the tropical environment and connect back to nature, baby. You got to go get in the hot springs in nature. You got to go get in the river and take your bath, baby. You can't keep going inside this water that's destroying your genetically modified genes. They destroying your genes, they're genetically modifying you. They got motherfucking pharmaceuticals in your water. And it look clear, but they trace it back. They got psychedelics. That means they got motherfucking shit they give crazy people in the hospital, crazy hospital. They have them walking around like this. They slowly putting that in your body. No fucking wonder you're so fucking slow. No wonder we can't talk to y'all motherfuckers and y'all won't do nothing. Goddamn zombies. I'm gonna put this video out. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna still fuck with y'all on the social media every now and I'm gonna still show you my life and all that. Woo woo woo. We gonna kick the bobo. But I ain't doing none one of these videos, man. This is it. This is it. You can redirect yourself to this. This is it. Share it. Put it out.
Really run the gamut. Here's the bottom line from the Associated Press on the study they did. It was, as you mentioned, a 5-month investigation involving the AP investigative team. 50 major cities in 50 states were looked at, and drugs were found in the water of 24 major cities. We're talking 41 million Americans here who drink that water. So what's in the water? Everything from acetaminophen and ibuprofen to mood stabilizers, antibiotics, angina, heart, as well as cholesterol drugs, and even sex hormone.
Sex hormones.
Right.
Oh, we already know what they doing with them frogs. We already know why your little boys are so skinny, why they so fragile. Then they got a gun in their hand, but they look like little sticks with tattoos on them. These motherfucking sticks. What's your aunt say? Yeah. What's your Babylon aunt say? She said, don't walk around looking like a motherfucking brown Q-tip. Motherfuckers walking around looking like brown Q-tips. Why are they so skinny? Why are they so fragile? Why are the men today so damn skinny or so fat and nasty? Why are we so fat and nasty? You watch celebrities after a while, their face be all bubbled up and fat. And you see some of these people online right now, they face all bubbled up and fat and stuff. What make them bust up like that? Look at the water. Baby, look at the water. Look at what they doing to you. This is not a game. This is war. I showed you what they did to your food. Now that's altering your genes. Now I'm showing you with the water. They fucking with your sex hormones. Got y'all. You got these women out here thinking they men. You are not a man. Your man is a man, and you men, you are not a woman. We have to be strong like men. Strong. A woman shouldn't want to be a man. Man shouldn't want to be a woman. Why are we trying to be that? Here we go.
The trouble here, Meek, is that the federal government does not test specifically for pharmaceuticals in the water. And in fact, there is no way to scrub water that is in a treatment plant for pharmaceuticals. And so now we have a situation where states and cities across the country are just starting to realize that there are the remnants of pharmaceuticals in the drinking water.
Boom. There you go. There that goes. Back to the subject at hand. You wanna strip your hair of its color and put your little fancy little red color in there, blonde out your hair. You see motherfuckers doing that. Why would you take chlorine and strip out your color, the melanin in your hair that connects you to the universe? You must not know who the fuck you are. You have no knowledge of self. That's the only reason why you would do some shit like that. Because you are stupid. Why would you cut your hair? Because you don't understand knowledge of self. Chlorine strips your life force, your melanin, your antenna.
It also damages cell membranes and is highly destructive to cells in the strawberry. The control strawberry looks the same as before. When we cut the strawberries, we can see that the chlorine has infiltrated almost the entire strawberry within 10 hours. Chlorine kills bacteria and small organisms easily because it disrupts cell membranes. Chlorine is widely used in drinking water, and studies suggest that long-term exposure to chlorinated drinking water is associated with an increased risk for bladder and rectal cancer. Even though studies are limited on this topic, I advise users to filter tap water. Just another quick way to see the aggressive oxidative nature of chlorine is to eliminate the color of methylated spirits with a few drops of sodium hypochlorite.
Melanin gone. It's a melanin wall, baby. You get them disconnected, take their antenna, then the cell phone gonna do what the fuck you tell it to do. Cause guess what? The cell phone gonna start tapping into your network instead of the ether network. Take the melanin. Get the melanin. You got the melanin, you get the control of the antenna. Keep them disconnected from what they are. Don't let them know what they are. Keep them connected to the internet. That's what the fuck they need to understand. But see, the internet's starting to seep through and tell you what the hell you are, ain't it? Alright, we done with that one. Boom, I'm start closing this down. I got fucking to do.
Water, the liquid essence of life, of health, of well-being. We enjoy it, we use it, but our bodies absolutely need it. In fact, daily, it is the most important substance that we put in or on our bodies, whether we drink it, wash our hair in it, or bathe in it. Our body's ability to perform at its best is utterly dependent upon water. It nourishes our cells, and experts now agree that drinking and bathing in clean, safe water is truly crucial to optimal health and vitality. Experts also agree that the age of our skin is directly related to how much moisture our skin retains. The more clean, healthy water our skin absorbs, the softer, the younger our skin will be. However, it is well documented that today our water sources are polluted with thousands of harmful toxic chemicals. Even more alarming, there are chemicals we purposefully put into our water, such as chlorine, the primary disinfectant utilized in water treatment, and one specifically designed to destroy living organic matter. But wait, aren't we also living organic matter?
Chlorine is there to destroy all of the living organic matter in your water that you flush down your poop in. They're going to clean it out and regurgitate it, try to copy off what the river does with the whole water cycle does naturally, and going to use in their system. They have their own river system that, you know, the water in nature purifies itself on the rocks and uses all kind of minerals, natural minerals from the earth to purify the water. But now they put fluoride in your water, chlorine in your water, psychedelics in your water, all kind of bullshit in your water, pharmaceuticals in your water, all kind of shit in your water. Okay? And this right here, chlorine, is trying to clean the water, purify the water of living matter. Anything that might, you know, be bacteria in there that might harm you or give you a disease, right? But aren't you living matter? Like she said, aren't we living matter? So what the fuck is the sense? Here we are supposed to be the most conscious beings on the fucking plane, and you putting chlorine in the water and saying that's okay? Here we go. Here we go. We're not human. I should have named this shit, We're Not Human.
Is it any wonder then that drinking and bathing in chlorinated tap water has been shown to increase cancer rates by 93% and even threaten the health of pregnant mothers and their unborn babies? The health risks associated with breathing in the deceptively soothing mist of a hot shower are very real. Numerous studies show that our bodies absorb over 600% more contaminants in one 10-minute hot shower than if we drank the same water all day long.
1 minute, one 10-minute shower, god damn, 600 contaminants, oh shit, damn, baby, damn, Gina, damn, 600 contaminants in 10-minute shower, oh shit. And then they talk about the steam in the water. The steam it just changes forms from liquid to gas. And you inhale the shit into your lungs. Bruh, it's a gas chamber.
Facts.
Oh shit.
But it's the world you live in. This is the world that you live in. You trust your children in this world. This is the world you live in. Walk around genetically modified people. Genetically modified motherfuckers.
And knowing we all want to look our best, it is important to understand that these same contaminants also lead to unnecessary and even accelerated aging of the skin. These chemicals damage our DNA and strip the natural protective oils from skin and hair, causing dramatic loss of moisture and excess dryness.
But nah, you gonna go put the Bath and Body Works lotion now. That's gonna put, yeah, you gonna put the lotion on, put the baby oil on. Look at your baby oil. Look at your motherfucking lotions. I guarantee you it's alcohol in it. What alcohol do? Strip you from water.
Yeah.
I guarantee you all your lotions got oil in them. They got motherfucking alcohol in them. Come on now. Look at it. Shit smell good. You smell good, but you done stripped your body of all the motherfucking moisture in it. Come on now. You wonder why you aging.
In a world where our own health is at risk in a simple shower and accelerated aging results, a solution is needed.
Fucking right. That's why they studying you. For the solution, nigga. Now, what is the remedy? Because we're going to shut this down. I got...
Meditation.
No. That's going to be another video. It's getting too long. Now, check this out.
One more important piece of the puzzle was found in 2005. When cancer researcher Keith Chen was studying the black and white stripes of zebrafish.
There are a lot of zebrafish in my laboratory because I'm a geneticist and I study how mutations occur, which is how cancer occurs, and I use pigmentation to detect those mutations. By chance, the light skin-colored fish that I used for that research also taught us a lot about how Europeans, how humans became lighter skinned.
What Professor Chen discovered was perhaps one of the most important genetic mutations ever found. A single change among literally billions of coded instructions within zebrafish DNA that reduce black pigment from their stripes. Soon after, this identical genetic mutation was found in fair-skinned Europeans.
There was a magic moment in this research. When I got back the results that showed that the number and the size and the amount of pigment in the light-skinned zebrafish were all diminished, and the same thing happened in humans. When I opened the textbook and saw that same thing, I began to sweat. Not only did light-skinned people evolve from black-skinned people, but lighter-skinned people, whether they're European or whether they're Asian, like me, were actually mutants of the dark-skinned people.
This was remarkable because we had only inferred on the basis of circumstantial evidence that this must have occurred in evolution, but we didn't have any concrete genetic evidence. Now we do.
Boom!
Thanks.
Let's end it like that.
Thanks.
Black melanated people are the head of humanity. That has been scientifically proven. I'm not talking about that no more. I don't want to argue about it. There goes biologist. Dr. Keith Chang already proved this. We don't have to argue about us being aliens coming from some other fucking dimension and all of this shit, and white people are separate from us. That's bullshit. Here's the scientific evidence about it. I'm not arguing with this shit. You can argue with facts all you want, motherfucker. Talking about white people separate from us. Hell no. I want to say this last thing. It's very important. White people that are indigos, because there are white people that are indigos that listen to my message. I want to tell you that you can build melanin. You can build melanin. You have to live in harmony with nature. Epigenetics shows that if you change your environment and your perception of the environment and you get in tune with the objective facts, that you can build melanin. You can also build melanin by being around melanated awoken beings, indigo beings. You can build melanin. You must lock your hair and live like a human. I want to note this. I am not prejudiced. It's not about being prejudiced. This is about being logical, structured and ordered, and scientific and our facts and information objective in our information, because they are not teaching us about melanin. They are not teaching us about MSH. They are not teaching us what we're supposed to know about ourselves. And we need knowledge of self to understand ourselves, to get out of our situation, that we can connect back to ourselves and understand who the hell we are organically. Not fucking intellectually, but organically. To feel lies. To feel is to know. And you don't know shit until you live it, until you feel it. You have to come out here and feel it. Some people consider me or consider me one person this, or they try to compare me to this person. You can't compare me to no person, because I'm out here. There's a difference in knowing the path and walking the path. I walk the path. They're messengers, I'm a guider. I'm out here. I'm super duper cocky because I know what the fuck I'm talking about, and I can prove it with science and objectivity. So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to fucking argue with you. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm going to tell you what the knowledge is. You can do whatever you want with it. I live this. I'm here. If you know anybody else is doing what I'm doing the way I'm doing it, point them out to me. None of them are. They're talking information, and a lot of them are great teachers. I am the master teacher, meaning I'm the teacher of the teachers. Do you understand what that means? You don't compare me to that. Never. Okay? So, with this being said, we know now that Caucasian, Asian people come from us. Now, what is the remedy? This is the answer to the cancer.
The answer to the cancer.
And this is it. This is the last part. I want to give you, what do we do about it? So what's the plan? What's the remedy, Nature Boy? The black man is the remedy. And in this video, I'm going to show you that the black man is the only one that can activate the head of humanity, come bring structure and order to it, and in harmony with nature's law. We are the spark. It is not the woman's responsibility to wake us up. We wake the woman up. It is the black man And I'm going to prove it in this simple video right now. The black man carries the beginning and spirit of God. The black man is nothing without the black woman because the black woman represents the feminine aspect of the black male. You are nothing without your woman and you must value her. But we must value the black man, and the black man has to wake up and spark the mind and the womb of the black woman. The black woman needs the black man to wake up, stand up, straighten up, and be righteous in his path. It is us that will make the change, and that's why they have the prison system. The new Jim Crow was to lock up black men. Black men are the answer and the answer for the cancer. We are the answer for the cancer. The women are going to do what we spark them and make them do. When we activate us, they will move. They will be activated. The women are lying dormant. She is being ran by the mind of her man, her lower self, which is our lower self. She's ran by a man, is the Caucasian. Everything that she has, all her resources, everything that she thinks she's independent, she's not. Her world is ran by a man. He's the Caucasian man. This is a fact. Her world should be ran by the pure black man, the melanated man, and they knew that this day would come, so they locked us up. They put guns and drugs in our neighborhood. They pushed us, it's called the project. They put us there. They understood we were the resistance of their colonization. We are the resistance of everything that they're about. And they had to lock up the resistance so that they can have a docile environment. But there is enough men that are free right now to activate all of the athletes, the musicians. We can activate. The black man must stand up because the black man activates the black woman. Facts. I'm going to show this to you scientifically. I'm not arguing with you. This is the facts, and I don't want to fucking hear nothing about this again. The black man activates the black woman. He activates her womb. I'm going to show you this in this video. Here's what happens.
Of a single sperm facing incredible odds to unite with an egg and form a new human life. It is the story of all of us. Fertilization is the epic story of a single sperm facing incredible odds to unite with an egg and form a new human life. It is the story of all of us. During sexual intercourse, about 300 million sperm enter the vagina. Soon afterward, millions of them will either flow out of the vagina or die in its acidic environment. However, many survive because of the protective elements provided in the fluid surrounding them. Next, the sperm must pass through the cervix, an opening into the uterus. Usually, it remains tightly closed, but here the cervix is open for a few days while the woman ovulates. The sperm swim through the cervical mucus, which is thinned to a more watery consistency for easier passage. Once inside the cervix, the sperm continues swimming toward the uterus, though millions will die trying to make it through the mucus. Some sperm remain behind, caught in the folds of the cervix, but they may later continue the journey as a backup to the first group. Inside the uterus, muscular uterine contractions assist the sperm on their journey toward the egg. However, resident cells from the woman's immune system, mistaking the sperm for foreign invaders, destroy thousands more. Next, half the sperm head for the empty fallopian tube, while the other half swim toward the tube containing the unfertilized egg. Now, only a few thousand remain. Inside the fallopian tube, tiny cilia push the egg toward the uterus. To continue, the sperm must surge against this motion to reach the egg. Some sperm get trapped in the cilia and die. During this part of the journey, chemicals in the reproductive tract cause the membranes covering the heads of the sperm to change. As a result, the sperm become hyperactive, swimming harder and faster toward their destination.
Number one, I want to say this. Look at how much resistance the woman body has against sperm. That shit is important, and that's a whole nother video, and I'll get into that later. But god damn, nature is effortless if it was supposed to be. Shit.
Right.
Something ain't right about birth, my nigga. Something ain't right. You got to be, this ain't natural, nigga. This ain't, I mean, when something natural, it just happened. You put a seed in the ground, water comes, motherfucker sprouts. It ain't no war, nigga. This shit is a goddamn, the whole body is resisting the motherfucking sperm cell. I don't know if I believe in reproduction, goddamn. This shit crazy.
Last, the sperm reached the egg. Only a few dozen of the original 300 million sperm remain. The egg is covered with a layer of cells called the corona radiata.
Gotta get through that
The
too.
sperm must push through this layer to reach the outer layer.
God damn, we gotta push through this shit too? Bitch, we done made it through fucking white sperm cells. We done made it to white cells. We done made it through the immune system. God damn, the bitch had the little lipias shit, the shit that try to kill you. And then we gotta get through this small shit, bitch. What the fuck?
Marathon.
Sound like we goddamn a parasite or something.
Layer of the egg, the zona pellucida. When sperm reach the zona pellucida, they attach to specialized sperm receptors on the surface, which triggers their acrosomes to release digestive enzymes, enabling the sperm to burrow into the layer. Inside the zona pellucida is a narrow, fluid-filled space just outside the egg cell membrane. The first sperm to make contact will fertilize the egg. After a perilous journey and against incredible odds, a single sperm attaches to the egg cell membrane.
Okay. Now this is a very important part to understand because we look at the sperm cell and we see the body of the sperm cell, we see the tail, we see the head, but we don't understand that the main purpose of the vehicle is to get the DNA, the genetics, to the egg. That's it. That's it. That's all that sperm cell was for. To get the male DNA to the female DNA. That's it. But there's a special thing that happens. I want to show you something.
Within a few minutes, their outer membranes fuse and the egg pulls the sperm inside. This event causes changes in the egg membrane that prevent other sperm from attaching to it. Next, the egg releases chemical